And welcome back to another episode of Flick Fights, everyone. This week we are doing Prisoners versus Oldboy, and if you're thinking that doesn't make any sense, all I can say is the connecting thing would be abduction and trauma. So
Yep, and the terrible things fathers do to save their children.
God. Yeah, if you haven't seen Oldboy, right at the top, let's get some trigger warnings out of the way. I don't even know how to give a trigger warning for Oldboy.
Brother or family members doing things that family members should not with
That's
other
fair.
family members.
Yeah, if you
Yeah,
have
I think
any
that's
abduction trauma, abuse trauma, that's a good one.
yep.
Just prepare yourself for that, or just don't watch.
People being held in one place and having bad things done to them, trauma, because I don't know if the T word's allowed on YouTube. So we're just gonna
Claustrophobia, imprisonment, yeah.
Like I said, like Midsummer, just every trigger warning. We can probably, the ones that aren't on it are a shorter list. So just if you have triggers, just probably maybe skip this one. Go watch Get Into the Greek again or something. Just
Watch one of the funny ones.
Else.
This is, as I do with everything in my life, I'm going to find a way to make trauma funny, but it's going to be difficult.
Whew, like Midsummer. I think the Midsummer Hereditary one was easier than this because that was at least like some fantasy dread. This
It's
is
really
just like,
easy to make fun of horror movies.
yeah, these are just like, oh yeah, humanity's evil. I forget sometimes. Shit.
Right. If you're new to the episode, we take 2 movies each week through a 10-round heavyweight bout. We go through briefly. We're going to try to be more brief with the plots of each movie, and then we take them each through 10 rounds, score each movie on a scale of 1 to 10, and declare a winner at the end. And then we spin a wheel at the end to see what next week's episode will be. Also, we just did a guest appearance on the Flickaholics channel. Stump the Bill is their trivia show they have there, so you can go see me and Nick versus Bill from Flickaholics.
Yeah, a little flick v flick.
I honestly thought maybe that was why they asked us to be honest, because we had Flick in our name.
Probably.
But it was a good show. It's only about 35 minutes long. It was fun.
Yeah, no, they got some tough trivia questions, and we did our best. You have to go watch.
Again, if you're new, please like, subscribe, share the episode to somebody you would like to argue with about the outcome. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok, Facebook coming soon, and yeah, let's get into it. In the red corner this week is Prisoners, and in the blue corner is Oldboy. So, Nick, why don't you do the red corner?
Yeah, starting out, the Prisoners, 2013, had a budget of $46 million, domestic $61 million, and $22 million worldwide. Had a run time of 153 minutes and IMDb score of 8.1, with a Rotten Tomato critics of 81% and a Rotten Tomato audience of 87%, with director Dennis
Villanueva.
Villanueva.
I work with a lot of Villanuevas. That's the only reason I know how to pronounce that.
It was French or Spanish, and I took a shot.
I'm going to guess Spanish just from his other films.
I mean, God, that is a consistent score across the board, though.
Yeah, the IMDb and Rotten Tomato critic score matches up perfectly. Oldboy, in our blue corner, had a budget of $30 million. Domestically, only did $2.19 million. Worldwide, only did $5.19 million. Runtime much shorter, 104 minutes. IMDb at a 5.8. Critics gave it a 39 on Rotten Tomatoes, and the audience is just about the same at 38%. And would it shock you if I told you, with all those scores and the income, that this was a Spike Lee joint? Because that shocked the shit out of me.
I mean, I think 2013 US was not ready for the subject matter of this film. Like, there wasn't a rating that existed for what this is.
See, I don't even remember. It's a Josh Brolin movie. I don't even remember this being advertised at all. And there's no way they would have known what the ending was before going into this. So I think they just did a terrible job advertising it, which may have something to do with Spike Lee's opinion of it, but...
Well, even the cover of this is just Josh Brolin looking confused in a field coming out of a Louis Vuitton chest. And it's just like, what the fuck is this about?
It's the design on the cover is bad. Any advertising they did was bad. I think is other than that, I think this movie should have done a lot better than it did. But
yeah, because I mean, like the Korean Oldboy poster is like the main character like looking like he's about to stab somebody. It's like
exactly.
Oh, okay, I kind of get the
they should
vibe
have
of what this
advertised
is.
it as just a fucking action film, a revenge film. You know, but. I don't know.
Dude, all you have to do is 2 minutes of that okay fight scene in the middle, just like do that as a trailer and you get people interested.
Other notable films. from Dennis Villanueva were Sicario, Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, Enemy, and Dune Part 2. So he has a really good track record.
Yeah.
That was for the director of Prisoner, Spike Lee. If you don't know, which you should, did Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X, 25th Hour, Inside Man, The Black Klansman, and Five Bloods. Everybody, if you don't know Spike Lee, you've been living under a rock. He's a legendary director. But
Yeah, like he's one of those guys you can like see from like half a mile. It's like, that's Spike Lee.
Right, exactly.
He's so iconic.
But if you go look at any of the scores from any other movie Spike Lee does, this is clearly an anomaly, which I will mention later why it is an anomaly. Basically, don't ever disagree with Spike Lee on what makes a movie good. But without further ado, let's get into the plot, starting with Prisoners.
Yeah. I mean, this movie starts like a scene out of The Deer Hunter because we're like literally like religiously hunting deer. But I feel it really does put a good vibe on the film because Hugh's hunting a deer with his son. He's saying the Lord's Prayer. And they go over this and like, like being thankful for the kill and stuff. And yeah, it's just like it kind of starts. I don't know, it's ominous, but there's nothing wrong yet. It's interesting.
It just feels like a gloomy Midwestern day. Like, it looks like the Midwest too. It's just hunting. All the houses are really tight knit. I mean, the Lord's Prayer while about to kill a deer is a little. By the way, the star of this movie is Hugh Jackman, Jake Gylenhal.
Yes.
I forgot to include that in the top. Paul Dano, who is just making a career out of playing the creepiest fuck ever. He's the Riddler in the new Batman. The kid is Dylan Minnette, who's been in a lot of stuff since then.
Yep, a Polka Dot Man.
Yeah, Polka Dot Man. A lot of DC villains in this movie, dude, and Marvel heroes. Very strange. We got Mysterio, we got Wolverine, and then we got the Riddler, Polka Dot Man, and he's also the creepy guy in The Dark Knight.
Yep, think about that. Yeah, we apparently it's Thanksgiving. We cut to Hugh Jackman's family. He's very poor, or not super poor, but he's like kind of working class, paycheck to paycheck. And he's gathering like his son and his daughter up and his wife, and they're all going to Terrence Howard's house for her Thanksgiving dinner, which is a lot nicer than their house, even though it's just like half a block down the street.
Dude. And like I said, it feels very Midwestern that it's within walking distance because it's just very tight-knit community. And as we'll get into, they're way too comfortable and safe inside this community. One throwaway line on the way over there that becomes important later is Ralph, his son, wants to get a car. He says, we don't have enough money. He's like, then why don't you rent out the old apartment building Grandpa left you? And he's like, it'd take too much money and time to revamp it.
And they all into Terrence Howard's house. They bring the deer that they shot. Like, it shows that the two families are just like completely meshed, like super tight knit. Like the teenagers, Terrence Howard's daughter and the Hugh Jackman's son are friends. The two daughters are friends. The wives are friends. The husbands are friends. It's just like one of those perfect family friendships that like rarely exists in nature.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman and Terrence Howard have been friends since school, which is the only reason they're friends. Hugh Jackman's a hunter. They like kind of are skeeved out about the deer meat, and
and they and as all this is happening, we keep getting like this weird internal external view of this like decrepit ass RV. It's like disintegrating, basically covered in mud, and like looks like from like the 70s at the best.
Right, which should stick out in a neighborhood like that. There's no cars on the road or nothing, just the RV. But they're cool letting their kids run around the neighborhood. They're like, what did they want to do? They just want to go on a walk or something, and the girls start climbing all over it.
Yeah, the girls just keep wanting to go back and forth between their houses. Like, oh, there's something there. I want to get my dolls. I want to show her this. I want to show her that. And it's just like I said, they're so comfortable. It's like, yeah, just take your brother and your sister, and like they'll watch you. But yeah, they start climbing over this thing, and we get like a creepy ass like predator vision from fucking like inside the RV of like them watching the kids. And even the brother's like, there's someone in there. Get the fuck away from that RV. It's just like automatically skeeved out.
Good instincts. And it would have came in handy later. It's really weird. I feel like he should have been in a lot more of this movie that he's not. But
yeah, might have been one of those cutting room floor things, and we just needed more, man locked in a box scenes.
Yeah. Also, Terrence Howard makes a whole thing of like, I got my old trumpet, pulls it out, starts playing for them, and he's fucking awful. You never played
one of those
trumpet.
things that just makes you want to just like go throw yourself in front of like moving traffic immediately. It's just like
bad.
Just to avoid the awkwardness.
I think everybody's getting slightly drunk also.
Because like the girls want to go off again. This time they don't tell them to go ask the teenagers to take them. It's like, yeah, go.
No,
it's fine.
They do. She says, he said, make sure you go get your brother. And she wants to go back for her red whistle. And then, later they realize they're not there. And the first thing they do is go down to Ralph, and they're like, didn't your sister come get you? And he's like, no. So what the fuck, Anna?
Also, they're leaving 2 teenagers unattended in a basement. I mean, these parents are
Right. Which again, growing
not.
up in the Midwest feels on point. Like,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, all the parents are drunk. We could be doing anything. Me and my cousin almost drowned on Thanksgiving in the woods for the same reason.
And yeah, just proceed for every parent's worst nightmares. You check all the normal spaces and all the abnormal spaces and realize they're not there.
Heart is
And,
pounding through my chest, and they are not panicking enough.
Oh,
They
yeah.
do start to panic, but it takes way too fucking long. About
Oh,
the
yeah,
second
no.
place they look, like they go search the whole house, and they're not there. Back at their
the
house.
second I saw it, back at the second house, I'd have been like, okay, immediately cops now. Like,
Right.
I don't care if we find them in 2 minutes, we call them now.
Yeah, they're
But
just
yeah, it's-
vaguely concerned, like, well, maybe they did this, and I'd have been like, no.
I mean, both these movies, just as like a parent, just like I'm just like, like for you, I'm just like I'm watching this and going like, oh my god. Then I'm thinking of your perspective, like, oh my god.
Jess would have bolted immediately the second I said,
Yeah.
"Where are they?"
Oh yeah, and the son even puts it together. It's like there's a creepy RV. Like the second, like fucking, they realize
So
they're
happy
gone.
they did that he mentioned that immediately, and it wasn't some like
Yeah.
45
Yeah.
minutes into the movie.
Yeah, no one's an idiot in this. That's the one thing I kind of like about this movie is everyone's very
Except
competent.
maybe Loki.
Yeah, well, he's a cop. So.
Right.
There's a memo recently that came up from the LAPD where they like don't take people over a certain IQ because they question authority too much.
That over a certain IQ.
Yes,
That's hilarious. That's a new one.
There's an upper limit apparently where it's just like if you test too high, they'll try to put you into something besides like patrol because they're just like, no, he's gonna question shit and not follow orders.
That's incredible.
Yeah, we're fucked.
But
Anyways,
yeah, they finally get to the correct level of panic and kind of fades to like later. Like they panic, finally call the cops, and yeah, they run outside. It's pouring down rain, and RV's gone. And then it kind of fades away, and we enter Detective Loki, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, who is just like, why did they need to make him so fucking good looking for this? Do you understand what I'm saying? He's got like the slick back hair, the finger tats, the neck tat. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
why did he need to
chiseled
be?
jaw. Yeah, I don't think we see him with his shirt off in this movie, but like I feel like we did.
May as well have, man. I don't. Yeah, he's basically just walking in and out of scenes, just being as sexy as humanly possible for no fucking reason.
But also being like a low-key dick the whole time. Like he's like the most anti-social fucking cop like in the world.
Antisocial. He should not be speaking to the families at any point.
No, yeah. How did he get a lead on this case? Just like
right. Just generally put out at all times, anytime anybody wants him to work, but also kind of cares. It's really confusing.
Yeah. It's like he's like begrudgingly cares. All right, let's go.
Right.
Like
it's like he can't
attitude.
fathom that the parents care more than him.
Yeah. And yeah, we see that he's alone in Thanksgiving in a Chinese restaurant, which just screams, I have a healthy social life and family.
Right. Yeah, get some little dialogue here between him and the waitress about signs and stuff, and then get a calling all cars, RV spotted at off the exit, whatever, and he goes to it. And yeah, they get right into it. They waste no time before you're like, we found the guy, basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
dude, so many times in this movie, I pause. I'm like, wait, how much is left? Like, how is this not resolved in 10 minutes from
I
here?
know.
What the fuck? Like,
it's really weird. This movie is kind of long, and they kind of drag out weird parts, honestly. But it's great.
yeah.
But they go up to the RV, and basically he goes in. The RV tries to take off through the woods, crashes. Jake Gyllenhaal goes in and gets Paul Dano. He's just, again, cannot praise him enough for how good he plays a total fucking creep.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's like hiding in the RV, and they pull him out, and they take him and interrogate him, and he's just like a wall. Like, he's just not giving any information. He's not like responding to things. He's like yes and no questions.
Definitely plays on the spectrum.
Yeah.
They say his IQ's at like 10 later in the movie, but he's definitely
Yeah.
very well playing somebody that has functioning autism.
Yep. I do wonder though, like how much of that was like something that was done to him versus like something that was just like that was what he was like before what happened.
Might be a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have autism and experience deep trauma early, this is what happens. Because he's completely shut down, and he really only starts reacting when Loki, that's Jake Gyllenhaal, starts touching him, and he's like, please don't touch me.
Yeah, and just starts moving away. Yeah. And yeah, we're seeing the RV being searched all the time, and they say there's like nothing in there. There's like no evidence that the girls were ever in there at all. And they're like, basically like someone of this like level of intelligence can't pull that off. Like they would have left something. And yeah, we kind of just cut to both families are just like breaking down, like as Jake, Officer Loki visits both homes. Like Terrence Howard's wife is like kind of catatonic. Hugh's God damn, I keep telling Hugh Jackman. I'm just keep doing the fucking characters in this, but like,
well, even his name is hard to. It's a weird. His name's Keller,
like
and I
Keller,
kept wanting to say Kellen.
yeah. So Keller's wife is like delusional, like she's like they're hiding somewhere and they need to come back. Just like, oh boy, she broken.
Yeah, they show she's basically zannied out already. The other one's
Yeah.
catatonic, but still like I found a better picture where you can actually see her eyes. Yeah. He also goes and searches the Aunt Holly's house, who's been his caretaker. Basically, all you get from that scene is he's got like a lot of toys, including a toy RV, which never became important, but it comes up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of became important, but tangentially, but yeah.
Right.
But I mean, but yeah, it's a really fucked up gift when you like in context to what we find out later. If someone gave that to him, it was like
right. The important thing that happens here is he picks up a picture of a guy in Alex's room. Paul Dano's name is Alex Jones. Could not fucking believe that.
Yeah, that must be intentional. That's the
right.
Only...
But he has a picture of a guy in his room, and Aunt Holly says that was my husband. He walked out. Alex loved him like a father. His parents died when he was 6, and that picture becomes incredibly important right then, and then it's way more important later.
No, I do feel this is a like kind of like Oldboy. This is a good, very different on a rewatch movie.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're like just reaching dead ends. It's like Paul had a polygraph thing on him, but basically like he doesn't understand the questions. We can't see if he's like telling the truth or not. And so they just start like shaking down local sex offenders, like just like all the regular people. And Detective Loki gets to someone, they just call him like the father and the priest the entire time. I don't think they ever give a name for it.
Never explain why he was at the priest's house. You just connect the dots there, that he's looking up sex offenders and ends up at a priest's house.
Yep. And yeah, he goes and like knocks, no one responds. He looks in the window and he sees the priest like down on the ground, and I think it's called like exigent circumstances, so you can just like go in.
Yeah,
like,
probable cause.
In danger. yeah. It's just like, oh, he could have been hurt or dead. Like I'm going in to save him, and finds out he's just passed out, fucking drunk on the floor. And starts searching his house and finds the fucking Silent Hill basement.
And you know what I thought about when he pushes the fridge, opens the door, and it's a basement that's like 5 feet down, no stairs. And he gets in there, like full confidence, just jumps down. I'm like, man, I wish I was in good enough shape to have confidence that I was going to get out of that basement. No fucking shot, dude. I would panic as soon as I realized I was going to have to try and climb.
It's like, oh, I have to pull myself up to save I'm dead. Like that whole Mufasa scene in Lion King, that wouldn't happen with me.
Right. Yeah, he finds a dead body down here tied up to a chair. And interrogates the priest about it.
Yeah, and he says like it was this like sex offender from like from a long time ago who came and like confessed to him about like killing dozens of kids and like a war against God, basically.
Yeah.
And he's wearing like the most 70s fucking shirt on the planet.
Yeah.
It's like,
he kind of looks like the priest from The Exorcist. Oh, you mean the dead body? Yeah,
no,
him
the dead
too.
body. Yeah. He's got like it's like one of those like big ass fucking pointy 70s collar. It's like silk and green and black.
And a big ass medallion that you would blow off when looking at a 70s costume that becomes wildly important.
Yeah, exactly. Everything in this movie can be split as and then becomes wildly important.
Yeah. Yeah, he says he didn't know his name. The guy said he was going to kill again. None of it really explains why he's dead in his basement. He never says like, I killed him. He says he came to me for help. Like,
yeah, no, I think he killed him like, and it's implied that like he was going to kill again. So he fucking took him out. But I think the whole thing was like, he sealed the room like it was a demon. Like he like blocked the door. He took out the stairs. He was like all those religious fucking figures surrounding the entire place.
Yeah.
Like I think the priest was just fucking insane and just like fucking like the only way I can contain this is just to kill him and fucking keep him down there forever. And
next thing that happens is Alex is getting released. Hugh Jackman is pissed the fuck off when they tell him that they have no reason to hold him. And he's like, just hold him another couple days. And Jake Gyllenhaal, Loki, tries to, and the chief like agrees to it. And then the next scene, he's getting out. And Loki's even standing there shaking his head and looking at him like, you motherfucker, I know something's up with you.
Yeah.
And super satisfying scene. Hugh Jackman finds out he's getting released and guns it to the police station in his truck. And as he's walking outside, just runs through all the fucking cops and starts beating the hell out of him.
Yeah, and then like he like kind of corners him between two cars, and then Alex says like they didn't cry until I left them, and he's like, "What the fuck do you say? What the fuck do you say?" And just like, then unfortunately there's like 15 cops behind him that just fucking like pull him off and fucking
right,
can't like question him or anything else. Yeah, fortunately the cops are like, yeah, we understand, we're not going to charge you with anything for that one.
Right,
you get a freebie.
And then they also kind of blow off what he said, and Loki's like skeptical about everything Hugh Jackman says, but still goes and looks into it most of the time because he tells him all this, and then he goes and asks Alex, and he's like, none of that happened. And he tells Hugh Jackman that, and Hugh Jackman just says, fuck you, and hangs up on him.
Yep. Yeah, and then we cut to Hugh just stalking Alex, like, outside of his house.
Yeah, and they really do a good job of keeping you focused on Alex, like this is the guy, because he's watching him, and you're wondering in your head, maybe he had nothing to do with it. But then he walks outside with his dog, and it looks like he looks directly at Hugh Jackman's truck, and then continues looking around, and then just starts holding up a dog by the leash.
Just like choking it and hanging for an uncomfortably long time. Like, it's like, oh, I really need to see how they did that, like special effects wise, because that's like so fucking
it's a little concerning.
Yeah, I know this isn't the 70s anymore. We're just like tripping horses to fucking do stunts and just like, oh, that one's dead.
Right.
All right, next one.
But as he walks away, you hear him sing Jingle Bells, but not just any Jingle Bells, the one we all sang as a child, including Keller Dover's Children, the Jingle Bells Batman Smells, which was funny because he's the Riddler singing this.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. And then Keller's just like, well, that's all the evidence I need, and just goes and
I love it. He's like, all right.
Goes right. Just goes right up to him with a gun, just like, okay, buddy, you come with me.
He's like, hey, how'd you know that song? And then it just fades to black.
Mm-hmm. Then the next day he brings in Terrence Howard.
Franklin.
And he's like, I gotta show you some, man. Franklin, yeah. And he's like, what? Just bring a change of clothes and follow me. Which is just like, oh, my friend might need help painting something or something. And he just comes in, and there we have fucking Alex like chained to a radiator in a fucking abandoned apartment complex.
That's a on the way conversation, I think. If I was picking you up and I'm like, my kids have been kidnapped, I would pick you up. Especially if we both had our kids kidnapped, I'd be like, I got the motherfucker.
I'd be like, oh, lead the way.
But Terrence Howard's a total bitch in this movie. As soon as they get there, he's like, this isn't right, man. And he like pulls out his phone to get ready to call the cops. And Hugh Jackman never like violently threatens anybody. He's like, don't you fucking do that. He's just like, they're running out of time. They're thirsty right now. They have this many days before they run out of, like, they're going to die because they have no water and no food. And he says, I made my choice. He stopped being a person when he took them. And I guess that was enough to convince Terrence Howard.
Yep. Well, he's kind of a pushover this whole movie. So he's just like, okay, like, I guess we'll go and do horrible things to a person who can't leave. And they just start just wailing on Alex, and he doesn't like say stop. He doesn't cry. He doesn't say I didn't do it. He's just like silent and just takes it the entire time.
At certain points, it seems like he is kind of egging it on. Like he's kind of
like mocking them,
antagonistic about it. But he's not. Like when you figure it out, like he's not some evil genius or anything. But this is where you get the iconic scene that I've seen on TikTok and stuff a whole bunch, where he just completely snaps and has him up against the wall and pulls out a hammer and just starts smashing it into the wall next to his head until it sticks in, and he's like the facade fades away, and he starts like flinching and crying. And apparently that wasn't scripted, by the way. That was Hugh Jackman going completely over the fucking top, which might be why he was flinching.
And he's just like destroys the fucking sink next to his hand. Yeah, it's insane.
Nobody plays rage like Hugh Jackman, dude.
Yeah, and then Franklin like goes on for a couple of days. Franklin goes to a candlelight vigil for the kids, and just like going from that to this is just like he's like freaking out.
Yeah.
And as we're kind of watching that, we cut to Officer Loki, who's in the crowd, and he sees someone being really creepy with a teddy bear in the front of the fucking group. Like he's just like, caress and touch, and he's just like, that's fucking weird. And he just like kind of makes eye contact with the polka dot man. Polka dot man kind of like makes eye contact with Professor Loki, Officer Loki and just like starts booking it through like backyards and a pretty good little tense chase scene.
Yeah, I love his detective instincts here that he even locks in on that guy. But yeah, you get like a almost Ferris Bueller style chase scene, and then they get to a backyard, and he's like, "Where the fuck did he go?" And he jumps out of a treehouse onto him. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" From the top rope.
And but he gets away on the 5th day of torture. Franklin just rats out to his wife, just completely bitches out.
Yeah, they got like a police sketch of the guy he was chasing and put it on the news. And Terrence Howard is he's like, what if it's just this new guy? Like, we could be torturing somebody for no fucking reason, which is a valid concern. But
yeah.
Also, Loki's watching interrogation footage, and Alex is missing now. They figure out Alex is missing. He went out to walk his dog and he's gone. Loki cusses out his captain for lying to him again and says, "You said you were keeping surveillance on him." And then he goes to a mall and a girl says that the guy from the sketch comes in and buys like kids' clothes and all different kinds of clothes constantly and takes some mannequins.
Yeah, and he said it was like being creepy with the mannequins a few times. Like,
right.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, this is obviously our guy.
Right. And then, Franklin completely pussies out, tells his wife, and they show up at Keller's house, and she's like, "I want to see him." Like, she is way less emotional than Franklin is. And this part breaks my heart. She gets down on her knees and is like trying to appeal to his humanity. She brings a stuffed animal and she's like, "This is her animal. She can't sleep without her." And I'm like, God damn it. But it doesn't get her anywhere because she unties him and she's like, "Please help me." And then he immediately, like a feral animal, busts the window, grabs it, tries to swipe at her.
And gets Hugh Jackman's character in the fucking shoulder, and they just like pin him down and beat the shit out of him again.
Yeah, like the dude that's already been just fully ragefully destroying you with his hands. You just gave him another reason.
Yeah, and thinking things can't get worse, then they get worse. He's now in the box.
He's a contractor and builds a really nice cell. He's like, "We got a hole here we can talk to him through, and I put a picture here in case anybody starts feeling guilty again. They can look at this and remember why we're doing this." And he has a shower in there still, but I control it, and it'll only be freezing cold or scalding hot.
Yeah. So just, full Geneva suggestions at this point.
Then we see sketch guys like breaking in the houses. He goes into the Birch house, and
we also get a quick view of them going into Keller's house as well. Like,
right.
It's just, and he just doesn't do anything and just kind of sketches, and the wife kind of sees him, maybe.
You find out what he did later, but the wife wakes up, but she's all zanned out, thinks it's her daughter, and then sees the windows open because the guy got out, and immediately calls Loki. And he's not taking anything seriously because he sees all the pills on her nightstand and writes. She's like, "Why aren't you writing it down?" So he just writes down "window open," blah blah blah.
And I think at this point he kind of starts warning Keller that like basically like
he sees the half-open bag of lye in his basement. Yeah. And all the doomsday prepper stuff. And and
he's starting to like follow him and like kind of he like follows him kind of to close to where his like Alex is being held, and Hugh kind of spots him because a fucking trash can or garbage truck blows his cover.
Right.
And they have this whole confrontation that basically ends in Officer Loki saying like, "Look, man, like I'm fucking watching you, and if you like fuck up, like when we find your daughter, she's not gonna have a fucking dad to come back to, so fucking chill."
Right. Hugh Jackman does a better job than I thought he would of trying to lie it off. He's just kills this bottle of whiskey to be like, "I'm falling apart," like try to play that up. Says he hasn't drank in 9.5 years. And then walks home and the bottle is finished by the time he gets home. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of whiskey. Then immediately Loki is reading an article. I don't know how he just finds the exact right article all the time, but it's about Keller's dad unaliving himself at the address he saw Keller at. So puts that together that they have a property over there.
Yeah, and goes and checks it out, and like he basically threatens Alex, like, "You like make him like say a word, and I'll turn the water on again." Pretty much, like Loki goes through like the entire apartment complex, and like if he turns one more corner, is gonna like
this was like the most
room.
Tense scene in the movie to me.
And Keller's like pretending to like this is where he's going to get drunk, so his family can't see him, which is like yet again good misdirect. It's like he's got like the empty bottle of whiskey and everything, and just before he's about to go into the chamber, they get a call saying like Polka Dot Man's been spotted like at the mall again.
If that was what they said on the phone, Polka Dot Man's been spotted. Oh shit!
I gotta go. Batman's on the way.
But yeah, it was a nerve-wracking fucking scene. He's literally standing right next to where Alex is, and for whatever reason, Alex doesn't make a peep.
Yeah, but they get a polka dot man's license plate. They go to his house. He just goes there alone because that's what you should be doing when you're going the suspected serial killer's house. Just you alone. You're
Right.
a badass. You're handsome enough to handle this.
Exactly. You got enough finger tats.
And he goes in. And it's just like, so we heard you're buying children's clothing. He's like, no, just like the least like convincing like thing ever. And then like tries to book it. Gets into his house, and the house just screams serial killer. Like,
yeah. As soon as he starts to try to run, Jake Gyllenhaal is just like begging for it, it seemed like, because the moment he turns, he's through the door and just smashes his head into a fucking wall.
Yeah, and like puts a gun in his head. Like, fucking move, I'll blow your head off.
Right.
And then like this whole time I'm expecting him to run or do some like fucking like Riddler shit and pull a fucking like lampshade that like a wall moves or something. But like he just stays there the entire time and then puts him in his car and he stays there.
Yeah, there's mazes drawn all over the wall. There's a pig's head in the sink and flies everywhere that comes along with
rotten meat
having
everywhere.
a pig corpse in your house. Gross. But yeah, there's all these locked containers all around the room, like
air holes
luggage
drilled in them.
crates. Right.
Yeah.
So you think like, oh my God, it's the fucking kids. And he gets a crowbar.
Yeah.
And every single one of them is just filled with bloody clothes and snakes. Bloody clothes,
And
snakes.
yet again, when he did this too, I paused and like, oh, this is almost the end. And then like I cut it's like just like a fucking hour and 10 minutes.
Dude,
left of this
yeah,
fucking
it
movie.
was insane. But one of them has a book in it. The only one of them has something other than bloody clothes and snakes. And the front of the book says, if you finish the mazes, you can go home. And then cut to the police station where Loki's having parents come in and look at photos of the bloody clothes to see if it belongs to their children.
And you see Franklin like and his wife coming out just like weeping. So it's just like, shit.
And Keller's just hanging on to his rage still, like, no, it doesn't, my daughter, this isn't it. My daughter's still alive. So when he sees a picture of his daughter's sock, little bunny sock, and he falls apart, I fell apart because that was brutal, man. As soon as he sees it, he just choking up tears and it starts finally coming out. And he's like, that's her sock. And then he's like, you let this happen. You were fucking around and followed me.
I think this might be one of Hugh Jackman's like best performances.
Definitely.
Insanely raw and like rage filled. Like,
kind of
he's like
old man Logan. Kind of like when he in Logan. It reminded me of that a bit. We really saw the depth of his acting ability, which is great because he's really, really good.
Yeah.
Then he gets home and I'm like, oh my God, he has to tell his wife. And what's the solution for that? Yell at your son and say, don't tell your mom.
Don't tell her. Yeah. I think though the solution he kind of comes to in his head is like, okay, like Alex is involved, but he's not the only one involved in this. Is kind of like his rationale on it. He's like, no, I still know he's involved somehow, and he kind of considers killing him, and then like asks him again where the girls are, and then he just finally says in the maze, and he's just like, what, where, what the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? And I don't think he ever finds out what that means. Actually, ironically,
well, we don't know. Yeah, we'll get there, but it's very ambiguous, and I hate that. But
and let me see this. Yeah, then he decides to go to Alex's aunt's house to try to get some answers about, like just saying like, oh, well, I'm sorry I yelled at your son, and can I fix your door to, like, try to pay you back.
And somehow didn't know that, his name's Bob. Bob Taylor, that's his name. He goes to interrogate him. He's supposed to be making a map of where the bodies are. Loki snaps out when he realizes he's just making a maze and smashes his fucking head, and then he gets a gun and unalives himself, which is like the worst thing that could have happened right now.
So,
yeah, then
dead end.
Keller sees that in the paper, and she sees on his face that he didn't know until right in that moment.
Yeah, and all we really get from that scene is him finding out about that, and that Alex's dad or uncle raised snakes, and that Alex hates them.
Yeah,
which I just thought was going to be like a Hook boo box thing, where the next scene was just going to be him feeding snakes into that little fucking hole. In the box.
That would have been hilarious. Went to your aunt's house today.
You don't like snakes, huh?
But Loki's back at the precinct flipping the fuck out because his perp's gone and he's basically going to get fired. So he throws all the shit off his desk and then sees the picture of the corpse from the priest's house and sees that the necklace has a maze on it. And then goes to the house where the forensics team is there. And they figure out that all the blood on the clothes was pig's blood. The only thing they found buried were mannequins. And then we see a maze book. He photocopied everything from.
Yeah, and it's like you said, like this is like a theoretical serial killer from like years ago. Then like the book was discredited, which we realize that, whoever wrote that was absolutely correct.
Which is a connecting thing between our two movies. They reference it in both movies. There was a book called Finding the Invisible Man, which is a guy they attributed all these child abductions to.
Yep.
And then in the other one, that's the caller ID on the phone is the Invisible Man.
Didn't notice that. See, we link things subconsciously, and then they all kind of mesh. We're smarter than we think we are.
Yeah. Find out Taylor was abducted when he was a kid, ran away for 3 weeks. He was drugged on some LSD and ketamine cocktail and didn't remember anything. And then he's like, well, then how did the parents all positively ID the clothes? And then he flips through his book and sees where he wrote window open, guy gone, or whatever. And it's like, oh, I've been an asshole this whole time.
Yeah, so pretty much Bob had gone to their houses and like took clothes just to keep doing this fantasy that he was a serial killer.
Right, which he finds out when he runs back to the house and finds the other sock under the window that was open.
Yep.
And then right after that, they find Joy. They get a call.
Yeah, just
that Joy's at the hospital, but not Anna, which is good that they said it on the phone, because I hate fucking tropes in movies where they're like, they found Joy, and then you get there, where's Anna? They didn't find her.
Yeah, and then Hugh starts like interrogating her basically. Where is she? Where is she? It's like, and she's like just unconscious on the bed.
Yeah, asking an unconscious body question. And a line here that never makes sense to me. She comes to and is like, you were there. He's like,
I figured out what that meant. She heard his voice at the house
when
he was there. Yeah.
Oh my God, that has so much more meaning now. That's how he fucking puts it together. Yeah, so as soon as she says that, he takes the fuck off. Loki's coming into the hospital, sees him, and starts chasing him down. And like, stop! And he's like, I know where you're fucking going. And he doesn't know where he's going, because Loki goes to the apartment and hears Alex screaming, and then we fade to black. And I hate the fade to black choices in this fucking movie.
But he goes to confront the aunt again, just basically saying like, hey, I'm here again. She's just like, oh, come in, I burned my hand, but you can come in and make me some tea.
Yeah, anytime you see something like that, I'm like, that's not what's happening. They wouldn't have just randomly thrown that in.
Yep. Yeah, just basically he says like, I don't want to have to kill you, where's my daughter? And Keller turns around, she's just already got a gun pointed at his back.
It made me think of like a 40s cop movie where she's like, yeah.
Yeah, and then she just basically proceeds like kind of like, do her mustache twirling villain reveal, which is apparently her and her husband had a kid who died of cancer, and their answer to that was to wage a war against God,
right,
and make everyone else suffer the way they did. So they just kept abducting kids. Then the husband got caught by the priest and killed. That's the dead guy in the priest's basement was the husband who was like the head
Which
of all
she
this.
didn't know that. She's like, he just disappeared one day.
Yeah.
She's like, maybe he didn't have the stomach for it anymore.
Yeah, no, just he was maybe trying to recruit the priest or something. I don't know. But
she makes him drink the cocktail too. He's like, if you want to see your daughter, you're going to drink about a third of this. And, his phone rings, and she's like, put it in the garbage disposal. And then when they're walking out, she's like, my husband used to have the same look you do till we took Alex. Alex was the first kid we took. His name was Jimmy or Barry or something before.
Yeah.
And earlier in the movie,
he probably doesn't either.
They went and talked to a mother that had a kid kidnapped at the same spot, and his name was Barry.
Yeah. And even at one point, Alex says, like, I'm not Alex. Like, at one point.
Yeah. She says, we forgot all about Bobby Taylor until we read about him in the paper, which is who the other villain guy was. Like, how do you forget about that?
I guess he was only there for 3 weeks and it got away, so they didn't get to do the whole shebang to him. Yeah, and basically says, like, I was kind of lonely without Alex, so that's why I brought the girls in the house. I shouldn't have done that. Which is where they heard him talking inside. And, she just pulls back a car that, Loki was looking at it earlier in the movie. He was like, 10 feet from the fucking girls at one point, probably.
Several times. He's right next to the exact piece of evidence he needs, but he kind of just blows everything off all the time.
Yeah, and she forces him to pull the car back and reveals like this massive pit underneath the car. And she's like, you got to shoot me to make me go down there, said man who was shot.
Immediately fucking shoots him in the leg. And he's what, did you think she wouldn't do it?
Yeah. And she's like, yeah, so do a tourniquet and you might be alive in a 30 daughter's body down there. I'm just like, holy shit, this is evil fucking woman.
Yeah. But Loki's on his way to go tell Aunt Holly that he found Alex being tortured. He finds the red whistle in the hole, says a prayer for his daughter. And then, Loki knocks on the door. And it shows Holly going into a room with Anna. He walks in because nobody answers and sees the picture of the dude from the very beginning with that necklace that the corpse has, and he goes, "Oh my fucking God." I'm like, yeah, bro.
Yeah. No, honestly, dude, if she had just answered the door and like talked to him there, she probably could have gotten away with all this
Right.
shit. I guess she just thought like, oh, they're coming for me. I guess he called the cops before he came here or
Right.
something, I guess was her thought. Yeah. And yeah, he stalks upstairs and finds the aunt hovering over Anna's body and like ejecting something, and he's like, turn around or I'm gonna shoot you. And I think she says like, make sure they cremate me. I don't want to be buried in a fucking box. And she turns around and clips Loki in the head, but like he just like lasers her twice.
Yeah.
And goes down, and then
sees there was a needle there. And
yeah,
this actually was the more nerve-wracking scene.
Yeah, no, I want to say, man, I'm just like I was actually saying, he's gonna fucking crash. Like I wouldn't put it past this goddamn movie, man.
Yeah, I kind of expected it to end there, like they crash and die, and then nobody knows what happened because everyone's dead.
Just Fargo that shit, man.
Right. But so he's got blood coming down in his eye. It's snowing.
Probably a concussion from the fucking bullet hit to his head. Like his Noah siren on his car, which is stupid, and like no one's getting out of his way.
That's what you get for trying to be cool instead of being a cop, dude. But also has the worst windshield wipers on the fucking planet.
Yeah. And we're just like keep cutting to his perspective, and it's just like blurry, and like you can't see shit, but he gets her there.
She's foaming out of the mouth in the back seat. It's the tension in this scene is awesome. But he sees the ER sign, fucking floors it into there, and he busts his ass slipping as he gets out of the car. I'm like, why the fuck are they not salting the pavement at the hospital?
Yeah, gets her to a doctor, and we just cut to him kind of recovering in a hospital room.
Another fade to black, dude. It drove
another
me
fade
nuts.
to black. Yeah, they didn't use it the whole movie, and at the end there's like 3. It's fucking weird.
Right.
And Anna comes into the wheelchair with her mom and says like she wants to meet her hero and she's going to be fine in a few days. And she's like, we don't know where my husband is. And
he's got a paper with the headline, Alex Jones reunited with family after 26 years, which is just funny to see. And it says still missing Keller Dover. And side note, all the other headlines on this page, I paused and looked at them. It was homeless man dies in cold. A corruption scandal forces councilman to step down. Charges laid in lotto scam. Seniors left with fewer options. Smoking in bed causes house fire. And I was like, this place fucking sucks.
It's the Midwest, man. It's just ice and misery. In misery.
Yeah, Anna has the red whistle on her neck and just wanted to say thank you to her hero.
It's like, oh, we found it. It's like, no, this is another one. Like, we never found the original one. And then we cut to back at the crime scene, and Loki's just babysitting some crime scene techs. And they're like, yeah, ground's frozen. We just found some fucking snakes and weird shit, so we're going home. It's just like the general vibe of the cops in this movie is
Yeah, who gives a fuck? We skimmed over so many important details earlier, but I'm sure we're fine now.
And then Loki's just standing there in the dark and the cold, and you just hear like whistle. And he's like, nah, it's nothing.
When he first scoffs and starts to walk away, I was like, you motherfucker! And then he turns back around finally, and I was like, oh my God.
And then then there's like one strong one coming from like Keller, like underneath the car, and then just...
And he looks at underneath the car. And I they fade to black, so you don't know if he took it seriously this time and saves him or not, which I hate. I don't know. Why imply that everything works out but not show it? It's weird. If he had just walked away, I would understand the ending to just infuriate you, but...
Yeah, but it's frustratingly ambiguous. It's like film school ambiguous, which is not wonderful.
He also mentions when he's talking to the wife that if they find him, he's going to jail. And I thought that was horseshit.
Well, I mean, to be fair, at the end of the day, all he really did was take a heavily abused, mentally handicapped
I keep forgetting he did end up being brutally, a victim, not a...
Yeah, because the mom even said, like, he just wanted to play with them. I'm the one that said they were going to stay. It's just like,
Yeah, I guess that does suck. He probably would have gotten a light sentence, though, with all things considered, I think.
Yeah, he probably would have gotten, like, kidnapping and, assault or something like that in a couple of years.
Some really big gray zones there.
Yeah. you could probably like argue emotional disturbance and get away with it.
Right. Temporary insanity, I hear, is a good tactic. All right. And with that, we'll get into Oldboy. Worth mentioning again, this is the U.S. version, not the Korean version.
Yeah, we start this movie with meeting the biggest '90s douchebag bro. Like this is the real version of that guy that had bonitis on Futurama. Like that's who this is.
Yeah, Josh Brolin nails both sides of this role. He is such a believable asshole. He's an ad man, and you get a brief little thing there where he's supposed to be at his daughter. It's his daughter's birthday, and I thought they were separated, but they weren't, because the way he talks
No.
to his wife is fucking unacceptable.
Yeah, no, I mean, yet again, it's the '90s, so women were dealing with a lot more shit back then than now. But yeah,
Right.
he's like blatant alcoholic. We see him like putting like a fucking fifth of vodka in like a soda first thing in the morning going into work. And his boss rolls in and says like, "Hey, this fucking next account. If we don't get it, we're fucked." Seriously,
Specifically, you're fucked. He's
yeah,
like, I'll get it. And then, yeah, his wife calls, is like, when are you going to be home? It's your daughter's birthday. And he snaps the holy fuck out on her. He's like, she's fucking
Yeah.
3 years old. She's not even going to fucking remember it.
yeah. He's like, "Oh, you're such a piece of shit." She's like, "You're a fucking bitch," and just looks like, "What?" And just like fucking slams the phone in a way that you can't anymore. I want to get a phone like that just so when I'm mad, I can just fucking just like slam it on that shit, man. You can't do that with an iPhone. Just like it doesn't have the same fucking impact.
Yeah, they kind of phone it in here, how much of a douchebag he is, really over the
Yeah.
top, so you can see how
Oh yeah,
there's a million people on the planet who could hate this guy enough to do what happened.
yeah, like straight up sociopath. Because yeah, he goes to this really expensive business meeting after that. Yet again, it's like business. We don't know exactly what he's fucking selling,
Right.
but he does a really good
it's an ad
pitch.
campaign, and it's the most
Yeah.
vague, annoying pitch, but
He's like, "We're selling your widgets. Will sell the best widgets of all the widgets." It's like we don't fucking know shit. But it's a husband and his wife, and the husband, the wife's like agreeing with them and like helping with the sale, and the husband's like, "All right, let's give it a shot," and just kind of walks away. And immediately he's like, "Hey, do you want to go get drunk, watch Cinemax, and do some cocaine?"
yeah, running his hand up her leg, like, oh my God. And she tears him a new asshole. She's like, you thought I was being nice to you because I wanted to fuck you? And she's like, you're a piece of shit. Everyone hates you. I'm being polite because you're doing a deal with my husband. And it's the dude
Yeah.
from everything. He's John Wick. He plays the Continental guy. You know, he's in Destiny and everything. I can never remember his name. It's Lance something.
Yeah.
He bitch slaps the shit out of Josh Brolin, and it was super satisfying.
Yeah, his face is like, "You can insult me all you want. You fucking offend my wife, beat the shit out of you," and just completely loses the account and goes on, I think, the hardest bender I've ever seen.
It was a tough thing to watch, man, because he should not be conscious anymore, but because he's an alcoholic
No.
and probably has cocaine, he is.
Yeah, just the drunk Energizer Bunny, and just like gets like wasted, yells at people, tries to go to his friend's bar, like just
Gets
like
a
there's a
duck,
point where
the
he's just like,
creepiest rubber ducky I've ever seen.
yeah, it's like a Buddha duck, a
Yeah.
Buddha rubber duck.
Like,
My
it's for
daughter's-
my daughter. It's her birthday. And
Which I noticed like 20 years later, it's still $5. Inflation has not touched the Buddha ducks. But yeah, like there's, oh man, the vomiting scene in that just is like, I don't know if they put some CGI on that or Josh Brolin just fucking like ate some cat food before that, but it was
it was
good.
nasty as
Like
fuck.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, oh, I believe that. Yeah, I believe that. And he just starts kind of wandering around Chinatown being vaguely racist, and he steps under an umbrella and wakes up in a motel room.
Yeah. See a lady with a yellow umbrella with the Roman numeral for 5 on it. I don't know. Oh shit! It's 20.
guess there was 20?
It's 5 4
Yeah.
times. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. And then he's such, this is, and a credit to what it's like to wake up from being blackout drunk somewhere and to be a piece of shit, because he just doesn't question how he got there at first. And there's a shower on, and he's just like assuming he got laid, I guess, because he's like,
Yep.
hey, I'm gonna take a piss real quick. And it's just not. He's not confused at all. He's just like, yeah, oh, this is normal.
And this begins so much Josh Brolin ass.
Oh,
It's a good ass, but so much ass. It's toned, it's tight. It's like 2 boulders over Coyote Den. You know, it's a good ass, but
yeah. He sees nobody's in the shower that's running, still doesn't question it.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, I guess I'll take a shower.
yeah, and like really doesn't like note anything's wrong until he goes to open the window and realizes it's like just a backlit like picture.
Right.
And then he very quickly realizes that he's in a motel-shaped prison cell.
Right. Yeah. Starts screaming, why am I here? Why am I here? The only things in this room are a Bible, encyclopedias, very racist looking bellhop poster, and The painting changes with the time of day. Again, he kind of quickly accepts that he's trapped. Like, I would be freaking out so much harder for a while.
Oh, yeah. No, there'd be dents in those walls. I would be trying to find something to pry off, like anything. Like,
But basically, you
but
get a
yeah.
montage of them putting in the same meal every day of dumplings and rice, and with a pint of vodka every single day. And he starts falling apart and goes to crank it to the aerobics thing on TV, and they waiting for him
like you
to
did in the
finish.
90s.
Yeah, they wait for him to finish and then gas the room, and he doesn't even seem to give a shit at this point.
Yeah, he's like, whatever, and passes out. And then they, come and collect all of his, like, hair and DNA and everything, which we then shortly realize is another news thing comes on that they use to frame him for the murder of his wife.
Right. They collect what he did to the aerobics video, and use that also to frame it for the rape and murder of his wife.
Yeah, and puts, like, fingerprints on a, like, crowbar, just complete, like, total frame job. And I think at that point, we just start getting time-passing montages, basically, where he's just kind of losing his mind. They periodically show him, like, stuff from his daughter from, like, this crime show.
Yes.
That, like, shows up every once in a while.
Yeah, it was, what's it called? Crime Mysteries? Mysteries of Crime is what it's called. But yeah, there's one really dark part where he, like, he hallucinates the bellhop. He makes a Wilson out of his pillow, and he makes a mouse friend that has babies, and it's adorable. He's like, you protect your babies, little mouse. And then he goes the next day, and they're gone. And when they bring him his meal, it's the mouse and the babies steamed over rice. And I was like, my God.
Yeah, no, and he tries to go commit unalive with himself, and then, like, they gas him, and he wakes up and realizes he can't even do that. And, basically, though, then they show him after all that video of his daughter, and, like, she's, like, playing cello and how she has this amazing life now with this new family that loves her. And he's basically just like, okay, I'm gonna start my training arc, and just like I'm gonna, if the slimmest chance I will see her again, I need to not be a piece of shit, basically.
Right. And I gotta say, I don't care how much kung fu you watch on TV and pantomime it, you are not going to come out a kung fu master. You're probably in great shape. He's doing pull-ups, doing all the aerobics, but he's also keeps watching kung fu movies and doing the moves. And when he comes out, he is a kung fu master. And I'm like, what, dude? You get a brief little cutaway here that Sam Jackson is watching all of this on a camera. And then he starts tattooing each year in Roman numerals on his arm. They show time passing by showing famous news stories that happen throughout the years. You see Hurricane Katrina, you see the Twin Towers, the mission accomplished, Obama getting sworn in. He starts writing a bunch of letters, and one little thing here that's important is he gets a piece of the Chinese food one day says dragon on it. So he, like, saves that to memorize that. And every day he's reading out names and writing them down of people who might have put him here.
And he figures out that he can, like he's been, like, chiseling away at the grout in his shower, and he figures out that, like, there's a hollow space behind it, and he can get out. And he gets all the way out, and it's like standing on this rooftop, and he's like, okay, I gotta go back for my notes. And he goes back in for his notes, and then they start playing a video of, like, here's your daughter today. Like, it's like, here's the 20th anniversary of this murder. And, like, he just, like, stands there, and the fucking room fills with smoke, and he's like, oh, I should leave. And then just fucking, like, passes out.
He sits longer once he sees a gas, like, he kind of accepts it. It's really weird.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter because she says on the TV, like, they're like, could you forgive your dad? And she's like, maybe. Like, give him a little bit more drive to go find her. But yeah, then he fade to black, and he wakes up in a luggage crate in the middle of a field. And he has a pouch with $2K in cash, sunglasses, an iPhone. Keep in mind, he's been in here since the 90s, so he has no fucking idea what it is.
Yeah, and it's also a Louis Vuitton case.
Yeah.
Which I guess kind of is relevant later. It's like the I had a really good day when they found that case.
Right. True.
Like,
just a casual 20 grand sitting in the middle of this field.
Right? It's like, there's nothing in it. Oh, but the box.
Sees the woman with the yellow umbrella and goes to chase her down. And she's like, stops in front of a bunch of soccer players and is like, leave me the fuck alone. And these soccer players punch him. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, they're trying to go, like, white knight for this woman they haven't fucking seen before. And I'm pretty sure a couple of them are dead.
Absolutely. Like I said, it does not translate to real life at all, but he goes full Kung Fu master and destroys
turns
all
on
of them.
Fucking Kill Bill mode, and just, like, one guy flips and, like, snaps his neck on the ground, another guy, like, curve stomps into a bottle.
Right.
Like, a couple of them are moving afterwards, but a couple of them aren't.
I like that you made the Kill Bill comparison because a lot of this movie
Yeah.
reminded me of Kill Bill.
Very similar, yeah.
Until it doesn't at all.
Yes. Yeah, until it makes you feel bad about like enjoying all the violence and the sex.
But
yeah.
he runs into Elizabeth Olson, who I did not remember at all being in this movie. She's way more famous now than she was then. She's basically running like a shelter thing
free
for homeless people to like give out medical assistance and everything.
Yeah, medical van, and like one of the homeless people has the umbrella that the woman had, and that's how he starts interacting with her. And he's like, "Look, I don't want any help." She's like, "Okay, but like you're obviously fucking having a hard time, so here, take my card if like you just need like medical assistance or someone to talk to."
Yeah, she assumes he's homeless correctly, but
yeah, correctly. Yeah, he runs off and then goes back to the bar that he went to at the beginning, which is a bar owned by his friend Chucky. We find out something later.
Christopher Moltisanti.
Yes, we find out is his friend from school.
Right.
Back when he was a little preppy douchebag.
And this is where he gets a phone call on the phone. He tells him the whole story of what happened to him, and to his credit, he fully believes him immediately. And
I mean, yeah, it must have been a good friend, man. He's like, okay, I believe you. You've been wanted for murder for 20 years, and that's an insane story, but I'm on your side.
And then he gets a call from who will be referred to for most of the rest of this movie as the Stranger. And this is where the caller ID comes up and has the Invisible Man on it, which is, I believe, a reference to that same book. But he tells him he wants to go through the consequences of all of his choices and to look for his daughter, basically. And
yeah.
They start looking up the list he wrote while he was in his cell of all the people that he has wronged.
Yeah,
and
he has to teach him how to use Google because he's just fucking from 1993, essentially. He's like,
I have experienced doing that before to a family member that was incarcerated.
And yeah, he kind of like searches the whole night. And next morning, Chucky goes into like the back room where Joe's sleeping, and he's like unconscious on the floor, not responding.
Right.
And I guess he has the card in his hand still, like he was looking at it or something.
Yeah, he calls 911 at first and then hangs up because he saw the card. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Also, he calls 911, but also like once that happens, it's gonna be like, well, who is this? Oh, he's that murderer that's been wanted for 20 years? Like probably, yeah. So yeah, he calls the free clinic, and Elizabeth Olsen shows up and just like, yeah, I don't know what happened to this guy, but like something fucking happened to this guy. He's like fucking been like malnourished and fucking dehydrated and like.
And then she takes this as an invitation to go through all of his shit and reads all the letters he wrote. And he snaps the fuck out when he wakes up and see that. And she, for no apparent reason, decides to believe him. Again, I get why his friend might. No reason Elizabeth Olsen would just fully believe that he's...
Yeah, her emotional connection to him in this movie is kind of like, was this crazy homeless man I saw 2 days ago.
Which may have something to do with who she is and who he is, I guess. But
yeah, so this leads on to the restaurant montage where his first plan is to try to figure out where the Chinese food that was fed to him every single day.
Here's what doesn't make sense to me about this. So all the places he goes, when they're at the wrong ones, he takes a bite and like goes and pukes and like hates it. And then once they get to the right restaurant, he starts stuffing his fucking face. Wouldn't it be the other way around? When you puke, when you taste the one you ate every day?
I think he's trying to be sure is like the thing. Hi.
I mean, I get it, but why did he Ralph with that? I don't know. I thought it would be more of an adverse reaction when it's the one you've been tortured with for years versus regular-ass dumplings.
It's a victorious flavor, I guess, maybe.
Maybe.
Like, yes, this one. This one. This one.
And then he sees a guy come in and pick up an insane amount of takeout food and follows him.
Yeah, and he's like, same usual, like, see you tomorrow. And he's like, him.
Yes.
And yeah, he goes and assaults a delivery driver and takes the Chinese food delivery bike and starts chasing down the SUV with this guy.
Yeah, realistically, he should have a trail of cops following all these crimes he's committing.
Yeah, so much assault at this point. And I think where does he pick up the hammer?
On his way down the elevator, I believe.
That's it.
He walks in and there's like a check-in point. And before he even like fully confirms this is it, kills 2 people immediately. And also kills Rami Malek after he answers a crossword for him. I'm like, Rami Malek. Oh, Rami Malek.
Wearing a really weird spiky glove.
Yeah.
And he kicks in the front door of this like office complex, and we see Samuel L. Jackson standing in front of like this massive bank of cameras, and he realizes like he's running basically like a private prison.
Yes. Yeah, He tortures him to get the info. This part cracks me up. Yeah, Sam Jackson's watching the screens and gets on an intercom and says, "It's time to feed the pets." Hundreds of people. Also, possibly the most ultimate crime in this movie. Behind him, he has a USPS tub that specifically says on it, "Do not keep, punishable by law."
See, that's what's going to take him down. The Postal Service is going to fucking find his ass.
This happens all the time in movies, and it really stands out when you work there. But every time I see that, I'm like, dude, all these fucking movie sets are keeping this shit, and we're running low on supplies.
Give him back. We know you have it. I saw it in the movie.
But Joe knocks him out and ties him up and puts a dotted line on his neck and pulls out a box cutter and is like, "I'm going to cut until I can pull your head off with my bare hands." I'm like, does Joe think that the only thing keeping your head attached to your neck is skin?
I mean, you get deep enough, and it'll just pop
Sure.
off eventually.
But this is not happening with a
I mean,
box cutter.
that's-
You still have a spine in there.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you know, once it's like kind of loose, he's like, yeah, he carves out a dotted line across his throat and then starts like pouring salt on it. And he washes it off and pours salt on it again.
Really
and just-
creative
yeah.
torture.
Yeah, thank God that salt was there. It's,
Right. Why was
didn't
I
bring
don't
it.
know why the salt was
It was-
there. I guess
it
he
was just a
probably is in
flash of
here
it.
all day, so
Yeah, no, it was just for his lunch. Like, it was just a
Right.
flash of inspiration on Joe's part. And basically finds out that he has nothing personally to do with this. He's just a businessman that, like, fucking, like, locks people up, and someone paid him to do this. And it's like, I don't know their name, but that's, like, their voice on the fucking top rack.
Right.
Like, he, like, points, like, yeah, all these, like, audio tapes that he has, which, like, gets blackmail if, like, he ever gets turned on.
yeah, he mentions during the phone call too. He's watching a recording of the phone call with the person that put him here, and he says, "The service existed long before me and will exist long after me, and no one has ever told of its existence after being freed." And I really want like another movie about what this place is, like why it exists.
Yeah, get, like, the Continental kind of spin-off thing
Right.
going here.
Right.
Yeah, but then one of the guards comes up and finds all the dead bodies and hits the alarm.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, we enter what they really wanted to be a cooler fight scene than it ended up being.
Yeah. For all the things I do like about this movie, they fully bastardized this scene. And
Yeah.
I think if you, at a certain point, you should realize you're not going to be able to do it. You may not have the skill level to choreograph how great it is in the Korean version, or all the movies
Yeah.
that got inspired from the Korean version have made a scene like this. You should have done something
'cause
else.
it's-
If you can't do it, don't
you gotta get-
try, because it's noticeable.
Yeah, because we just get, like, the random assortment of thugs start pouring out of these fucking doors like it's a video game. Like, it's...
Right.
It kind of feels like the Batman games where it's like everyone's kind of waiting for their turn.
Yes.
And, like, fucking there's, like, a pattern to all this. And in the original one, it's, like, fucking brutal and, like, all in one shot, which I think this is in one shot, too, but it's just not the same effect. Like...
Yes, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
the
Well,
'cause
and that's
the
another
original
thing
one-
they fucked up is they did it all in one shot, and then they cut it. So
Yeah.
you ruin the whole point of one shot.
Exactly, because the Korean one, like, there's a point where all the actors are just like,
Right.
because, like, they've been fucking fighting for 3 minutes straight, and then it keeps going, and it's just like,
If you
fucking-
haven't seen the
it's a-
Korean version, if you've seen Daredevil, the show, then they did a hallway fight scene that was legendary. It's like that. That's what they're going for
Yeah.
here, and they suck at it.
Yeah, and basically he hits the shit out of him. He gets, like, a knife in his back, and they even, like, bitch out in the last fucking fight. They just fucking like
Dude,
20 dudes show up, and he's just like, and then it cuts, and then it's just like him walking out a door with all of them fucked up on the ground. It's
so
just
that's
like,
some of the footage
"Eh."
that they cut out, which led to Spike Lee disavowing this movie, is it was one continuous shot where they show that whole fight, and then they cut it. And you can't do that if you're going for
No.
this hallway fight scene. But yeah, he gets stabbed in the back, kills everyone on the elevator, and like starts to pass out from the fucking knife in his back. And the stranger runs up and is like, no, you have to take care of yourself. The fun is just beginning. And then drops him off at Chucky's.
Yep. Yeah, then Marie, Elizabeth Olsen shows back up, heals him. He then afterwards sends her away, like, really quickly. It's like, this is fucking, like, dangerous. He basically, like, fucking, like, airbuds her. It's
Yes.
like, get out of here. You two,
Yeah, you meet-
I don't want you anymore.
Her friend Tom the doctor that hints at she used to be
Yeah.
an addict and you have a type, and tells Joe also, like, don't hurt her.
Yeah, don't hurt her. At this point, they're all in the bar. It's like last call, and pretty much Joe gets a call from the stranger, and he realizes it's not blocked this time, so he calls it back and realizes, like, 5 feet behind him in the bar. Tries to kill him, but it turns out, like, everyone in the bar is, like, fucking on the Invisible Man's payroll. And basically, he's this, like, smarmy, not French, but feels French. if,
Right.
like, that makes sense.
Yes, no, it makes
Like-
sense.
like stuck up rich guy. And basically, it's like, look, like, we're going to play a game. if you don't do it or you fail, you die, your daughter dies, and also your new friend dies.
Right. And it shows him a live feed of
Marie.
his daughter, Mia, and tears up his list of name and says, this isn't going to be useful.
Yep. And he says, look, so the game is if you can tell me who I am and why I'm doing this, I will release your daughter, admit to raping your wife and killing her, unalive myself, and then I will give you $20 million.
In diamonds for some reason. And then he shows a live feed of Marie being held in a really uncomfortable position, implying what's about to happen to her.
Yes, face down, ass up, and not the way we like to do things.
Yeah.
And he basically says, she's at this address, hurry. And he just like speeds over there. And when he gets there, it's Samuel Jackson. The character has a name, but just Samuel Jackson, every movie he's in.
I don't know that I ever hear a name.
No. Yeah, you call him the warden or something. I don't know. But turns out it's all his thugs holding Maria. And he's like, so we're going to do the same thing you did to me, and for longer and for worse.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And he's like, so-and-so was about to have his fun with this girl over here, but we'll do this first. And he's already got his pants down and shit. It's really... Again, trigger warnings. If you ever watch this movie, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah. And he's like brought a razor with him. So he's like ready. He's like, no, we're doing this. I'm doing the same thing as you, but my knife's better.
Right.
That was kind of funny. And right as they're about to do it, the stranger calls him and he's like, well, look, I'm going to do this. It's like, there's nothing you do to stop me. He's like, what do you mean? Look outside. He looks outside and there's just like a massive pile of cash. He's like, all right. I can let it go for this.
I also put, why is Samuel L. Jackson the most villainy dressed person in the whole movie? He's wearing like a red leather dress.
Yeah, gold lip ring on his lower lip, like right in the middle and all fat. It's weird.
Which Spike Lee is why that happened.
Yeah, he comforts her for a few minutes, and then basically they use via Shazam, which I'm sure fucking donated something to this movie.
Oh yeah, they really make that stand out. Like, hold on, there's an app for this.
Yeah, look at my Shazam. Yeah, and they find out the ringtone that the Invisible Man's been using this whole time is like the fight song for Joe's Old School, which you should have fucking remembered that. Like, if someone fucking played my fight school, I guess he was very drunk the entire time he was there. So, but
still though, dude, that's in your brain forever. Like, nobody but people that go to that school know that song, and the people that go there know that fucking song.
Yeah. Calls Chucky, and it's like, look, man, like keep trying to figure this out. Call people from school, and like, he's like, okay, like no one's gonna want to talk to my ass, but we'll call people.
Yeah, she does like a search for the school, and the site for the school is gone. Like, it has a link to it, but it's gone, and it's the stranger is like cutting out everything so they don't find
it's not
clues.
too easy. And they go to the teacher, and she just basically says like, the school was like bought out years ago, and I remember Joe, kind of a self-involved, like narcissistic asshole.
It's really funny because at first she acts like he was a great student. She's like, you say he's innocent, that's good to hear, because he was so handsome. And then she's like, but also he was a horrible piece of shit, and he was mean to everybody and only cared about himself.
I think it was more out like reflected on the school, because she's like, well, we only had one murderer, so it's good to hear. And then he snoops around in the background, and I'm gonna tell you, if Josh Brolin's sneaking around my house, I'm gonna fucking see his Thanos ass, fucking, he's not studying. And finds like the yearbook from his year in her library, which thank God she has all the years just lined up right there.
Yeah, what?
And finds like a picture that like looks like the guy, and he's like, seems vaguely familiar. They leave, and we kind of start going down this trip down memory lane as he kind of starts recalling what happened here.
And I got to say, the way they shoot this scene is dumb as fuck. I don't like it.
Yeah, because there's nothing else in the movie that's like this.
Right.
Like, just give us a flashback. We don't need to see him walking through the scene as he sees his memories as ghosts in front of him. Yeah, he starts walking through his memories of just he was this alcoholic asshole even back then. And like his wife was there, and there was like this girl he kind of picked on. And at one point he sees her in the greenhouse because he was like stashing liquor there, and sees that she's sleeping with this older guy. Basically goes and tells the entire school about it. And
it kind of cuts off there and picks it up a little bit later.
It doesn't really
right before that happens is when they we'll come back to the school at night, and they go rent a cabin, and she goes and takes a shower, and then like with her towel still on is like, let me check your bandage, and just right there it turns into fucking. Like her titty pops out, and then they're just banging, and it shows they're being watched on a camera. Somehow there's a camera here, and it shows every motherfucking thing. It's basically porn.
Yeah. it's like a step and a half above Skinamax. Like,
right.
It's like,
and it shows the stranger reacting to it, just like,
Oh. Yeah, it's just like, okay, that's a specific reaction.
Yeah, that's when
also,
Chucky calls Joe and is like, Joe, I figured it
like,
out. It's not about him. It's about her, the whore, remember? And then it shows the stranger is listening to the call on his phone, deletes the call, deletes all the links that he sent Joe of the girl and everything. And then he shows up at Chucky's bar and is like, you called her a whore. A whore! And then they kill Chucky.
Yeah, just chokes him to death, yeah.
And then when they break in,
And,
that's when he finds the documents about Amanda Price, and it shows the flashbacks.
Exactly. And then after that, as they're leaving, they find like a tongue on their car that's Chucky's. I don't know how they know it's Chucky's, but I think they assume.
Yeah, it is a stretch to just assume that that's Chucky's. But yeah. He's like, I'm going to go kill him. She's trying to get him to stop. And he makes her promise to stay in the room. He gets into a car that now has a video feed of Mia on the dash.
Yeah, the GPS, which has not been established up to this point.
Yeah, the feed for Mia turns into a GPS.
It says come here, basically. Right. And he goes to the building. And we also haven't mentioned he has like this like assassin badass chick who like is kept Joe from killing him a few times.
Right. Yeah.
And he
the
goes up to
chick
the apartment.
Is also a fucking badass.
Yeah. And they go up to the apartment, and there's like a brief scuffle where she tries like judo on him, but like when the other person has a knife, judo doesn't work. So I'm going to tie you up right next to my body. Stab.
And it even seems to shock Adrian because it looks like it's about to be a dope fight. He's just like, and he's just like, oh.
Yeah,
also, it's shown a few times in the movie that he is horribly scarred on this side of his body.
Yeah, it looks like, I don't know if any nerds out there watch My Hero Academia, it's like All Might, but like on his chest. Nerd shit. But yeah, basically he's like, okay, who am I and why did I do this?
Right.
Here's the diamonds, and he like opens the box and shows all the diamonds. And Joe's like, well, like he figures it out, and like basically the story comes out that the old man that he saw the girl sleeping with was this guy's sister. She was sleeping with her dad. The school was he put it around that she was sleeping with an old guy. School tried to like suppress it, and they were sent out of the country to Luxembourg to try to like stop that from coming out.
And she was getting bullied pretty hardcore because
just
Joe
bullied.
told everybody.
Yep. I don't know if they knew it was the dad.
No.
Like,
just that she was fucking an old guy, and it shows the whole school chanting whore at her.
Yeah, whore. Yeah, and her and Chucky like just like leading the fucking Joe and Chucky leading the charge on her. And then we cut to like him telling about the murder double murder unalive.
So gross, dude. The brief amount of time you spend in this house and the vibe you get is so gross. And he's saying, you know nothing of my father. He was a great man. What we had to get was beautiful. It's so nasty. He walks into his daughter's room and she's like, Father? And then he, boom!
Like she starts like unlacing her shirt and he just like shotguns her. And then no one, like this whole family must have tinnitus. Like no one heard anything. Like,
right?
The wife comes down the stairs. She's like, what's going on? And just gets shot in the stomach.
And he reloads. And Adrian's asleep still on the couch.
Yeah.
And this part especially grossed me out.
Yeah. He's like, Father. And then like starts like unzipping his pants and taking off his belt. And he just gets shot in the shoulder, which you see that's where the big scar that he has came from. And then
Kurt
Dad
Cobain
turns it on himself. Just and they don't cut away or they just show you the whole thing.
And there shows Adrian wake up and is like, Father. It was so disturbing. Like I said, it's 3 seconds maybe you're in this house and nasty. And then Adrian's basically like defending it, like what we had was beautiful and you ruined it. And we thought what we had with our father would last forever and nobody would take it from us, but you did. I'm like, dude,
and
what?
Then he says, and then he does the thing, and it's like, and now there's one question you haven't asked. Why did I let you go?
My God. Everyone prepare yourself.
Yeah, so he says, like, okay, you're going to take me to my daughter right now. He's like, oh, yeah, she's right this way. And he, like, leads her to Mia, who he's been trying to find this whole time, this, like, woman playing cello.
Right.
And he's like, Mia, and he, like, runs to it. And he's like, all right, thank you, Alexa, you can leave. And she just, like, gets up and fucking walks out.
Yeah, she, like, she has, like, a black eye, and she just wipes it off. And is like, all right, thanks.
Yeah.
And he's still not, like, and he's like, wait, no, Mia. And he's still, like, smiling, like, I'm here.
Yeah.
And like he laughs at it. He's like, that is not your daughter, you idiot.
Yeah. And basically goes on to say that, like, all the information that he's been fed all these years about, like, the Mysteries of Murder or whatever show has just been something he's completely concocted.
Very Truman Show. And I really wish I could watch this for the first time again because it was such a fucking gut punch, and now it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, no, now you're just like, ew. And
Yeah.
especially when the sex scene was making you ew. And you realize that he has orchestrated this whole thing to like trick him into thinking this woman was his daughter. And he's like, why are you doing that? And then he starts playing this like slideshow of like very obviously things that were recorded while Full House is being recorded or something in the background.
Well, yeah.
You're seeing like
it morphs
like,
into Elizabeth Olsen growing up.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then
it's like all the ages.
Crescendos in the clip of them banging. And I will say, Josh Brolin isn't an incredible actor in my mind, but his reaction here is like, it's almost funny because once he puts it together, he just goes, oh!
Yeah. It's up there with the Darth Vader no. Like, it's that level of
Finally, he starts like falling apart. He's like, no! But the very first scream is just like a combination of like ew and oh my god, because he's like,
yeah. And yeah, you realize that he's done inappropriate things with his own daughter. And the guy, he starts like kind of beating up the guy, and true to his word, he just takes out his own gun and unalives himself.
Well, first, he pulls out a phone and he's like calling Marie, and she answers, and he's like, please, no, don't hurt her. She doesn't need to know. Just kill me. Please kill me. Please kill me, which I fully get. Like, I just want to die now knowing this. But he's like, I don't want to hurt. I don't want to kill you. He's like, I wanted to experience this moment with you so you could fully understand what I had and what you took from me. And then, then he unalives himself. And then, basically, you get a narration from a letter to cap off the movie, where it shows Marie doing her thing with homeless people, and she was reading the letter, and it says, I've done an unforgivable thing and must be punished. For while I was happy because of you, and I will always love you, but you must forget me. And it's really funny because it's a letter from a father to his daughter, but she's seeing it as a letter from a guy she's in love with. And it's so disgustingly dark. And,
it turns out, he gave her all the diamonds, like, or most of the diamonds, we find out. And basically the thing says, like, live a good life, find a decent man who loves you. And we just, like, have a view of her driving off into the sunset with her new wealth.
And the deputy.
And, then we cut to him, and he's, like, giving a bag of diamonds to Samuel Jackson. And he decides that he's going to imprison himself for the rest of his life in the same motel room that he was imprisoned the entire time. And he just smiles in his hotel room, and that's the end.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, bro. I would have ended myself. I would have wrote that letter, done all the other things he did, but after that, I'm done. All right, well, let's dissect the trauma this week. As I mentioned in the beginning, we take both movies through 10 rounds. Some of the rounds are constants through every movie. Some are way more specific. Obviously, for this movie, I had to get really creative. And we score each movie 1 through 10 each round. At the end, we declare a winner. So let me pull that up. Sorry. Gotta figure out a way to get this not white because it's so goddamn bright every time.
And night mode?
I do, but it doesn't apply to the PDS for some reason. Anyway.
Anyways, but
all right. So getting right into it with round 1. Opening gut punch. Which film lands harder out of the gate? Prisoners, we have Thanksgiving dread turn into vanish kids panic. Old boy, 20 years locked away with 0 answers.
I mean, to me personally, Prisoners opening is just like terrifying. I mean, like, I've never lost a kid to that extent, but like I've been in charge of kids and like couldn't find them for like, a couple of minutes, and just that level of dread was like pant shitting enough to like actually see it like complete to, oh fuck, they're gone. Like, that's insane. Because at the beginning, like, we don't care about Josh Brolin at the beginning. Like, Joe is a fucking irredeemable piece of shit in the beginning. We're just kind of like, what's happening to him? This is I'll keep watching, this is interesting. But like fucking beginning of Prisoners is like, dear fucking god, like the visceral like fear of losing a child is like so real to so many people. And like I said, I've been in charge of kids, and just like if I ever lost someone's kid, it's game over for old Nick.
Right. And like I said, a little bit of it for me is that it didn't set in soon enough. Kind of.
Yeah.
That dims it a tad for me because
they were drunk. So I mean, like, they probably cut down.
I would panic more if I was drunk. Because I'm realizing I have to deal with a massive crisis and I'm drunk. I'd say the only thing that comes remotely close is the sense of, I did feel a certain sense of claustrophobia once he like peels off the door panel and realizes it's a steel door and there's no way out.
Yep.
But same thing there. He kind of no-sold that. Freaks out for like a second and then is just like Can you tell me why I'm here?
Yeah.
Can you tell me why I'm here? Like, that's pretty much
Oh, I
it.
would have destroyed that fucking room, dude. Like,
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
ripping everything I can, man.
I would have
Yeah.
turned into a completely feral animal. I might have started cutting myself sooner.
Yeah. That would have
Um,
been ungovernable.
yeah,
I
I
I'm
think I
trying
agree with you there. I think because one opens with God, what a fucking scumbag, and
Yeah.
how gross, and one opens with like really nice family feels, like it's tight knit
Yeah.
community, everyone's happy, got their sweaters on, it's
Holiday.
cold, we got deer and
Yeah.
turkey, and watching the Lions on TV, which would ruin any Thanksgiving in my opinion, but
Well, the second that trumpet came out, it was already ruined.
that too. It goes from
Yeah.
goofy fun times to yeah, I was panicking, I guess, would make it,
Yeah.
but
It's
they
just, oh,
should
it's
have
just, it's,
panicked
there's
more.
this, yeah, but just like the edge of reality to it. It's like, I don't think anyone, I mean, I hope no one's been in the fucking motel prison room for 20 years, but I don't know everyone's story,
True.
so whatever. But definitely fucking people have lived that fucking terror.
Yeah, I'm thinking a 7-3 here.
Yeah, because like I
7,
said, the opening doesn't have that much of a gut punch just besides intrigue. Like, but yeah, the loss of child thing is just like, and the escalation is like, well, they should be here somewhere. They're not here. Okay, maybe they're here. Oh god, they're not over there. Where are they?
right. Yeah, yeah. And obviously, I've never lost my kids, but there have been moments where it takes a minute, and that panic is very
Yeah.
familiar and real. So, yeah, I would agree round one going to prisoners. But I do think they could, at least the mom, because Viola Davis is she's the alpha in that relationship. So I get her not
Yeah.
completely freaking out. But Terrence It's Howard. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Terrence Howard and the Nancy or whatever her name is, Dover wife, should have started panicking together simultaneously.
Yeah.
Like I get Hugh Jackman and Viola Davis not freaking out because they're like, we got a plan, we got to figure this out.
Yeah.
The other two should have been like, oh my god. Anyway, round two. The mystery hook. Which story grabs tighter? Pacing, tension, narrative grip.
I mean, weirdly, I kind of want to give this one to Oldboy because the mystery at the beginning of Prisoners is pretty like it's like we know what the mystery is. Child missing. Someone took. Who took?
Right.
The mystery at the beginning of Oldboy is like we don't know what the fuck is going on for like I want to say the first like 45 minutes of the movie. We have like as much information as the character has.
And they raise several questions. Who kidnapped you? Why
Yeah.
did they kidnap you? And then in the moments where he peeks his head under the door at first when they're giving him food,
Yeah.
and it's like, I'm surprised they didn't just kick the shit out of his face, by the way. But he's
Oh,
leaning his head out.
Oh, dude, I would have like
you see
I would have
other
Jurassic
doors.
Parked that motherfucker in. Yeah, yeah, and I would have Jurassic Parked that motherfucker in there. He's not getting that leg back until that door opens.
So like I said, there's other doors there. So that's another question. What the fuck is this
Yeah.
place? Why is this a place where they do this?
Yeah, because at first, like, is this just him? Is this just one room? Like, how would like they have infrastructure for this?
Right. They both have great pacing. I do think it grabs you tighter quicker in Oldboy. Tension.
Yeah,
I felt the most tension in Prisoners. 2 specific times that we spoke about.
Yes.
But
yeah, the tense car chase and the thing in the house. But the thing with Prisoners, though, it's like it does have the tension, but the pacing of it is
it's a little
weird.
off. Yeah, I will
Because
agree.
it builds up to like this logical conclusion, then goes, huh, nope, that's not anything.
Yeah. And they do that a couple
We're gonna go
times.
this way
Yeah,
now.
but
Yeah, which I get is to keep the audience guessing because most of it I just like my first assumption was that the husband of like the aunt was the serial killer,
right.
and that like I didn't think, and I thought maybe like the guy in the basement was like one of his like co-conspirators or something like that from earlier, and the dad was still out there and using his son to lure people in. I didn't get it was the mom until she pulled the gun. I'm like, oh, this
Right.
bitch.
Yeah,
but,
they had to take a pretty used premise and do something different with it, which is a kidnapping and dad revenge. And they did a good job with
Yeah.
that. But as far as which one grabbed me harder with the mystery, Oldboy just by a tad, I think gets me here.
Yeah.
Just raised a lot more
Okay.
question, and it is not a done premise. It has been done exactly
No.
twice.
Yeah, and no one I think is ever going to do it again.
No.
2 is all we get.
So I would. They're both really, really good, especially as far as pacing and the narrative goes. So I'd go like 10-9
Yeah.
here to Oldboy.
Exactly.
All right. So round 2 going to Oldboy, taking us into round 3, protagonist in free fall. This is a good one. Whose descent is more
Yeah.
compelling, Dover's rage or Doucette's trauma? I gotta say, for me, it's Dover. The
Yeah.
descent is all right fucking in 2 minutes of the movie in Oldboy. And Hugh
Yeah.
Jackman is so great at playing rage, which I knew going into it, but the parts where he's like starting to accept that she might be gone,
Yeah.
such a
And
great
like
range. Like,
realizing that he might be like, doing horrible
mhm.
things to an innocent man and stuff. And yeah, just because like at the beginning of the movie, it's like he's a godly man. He like has like strong morals and like a big family center, but it's just like he's driven to this thing that most people couldn't conceive out of like love. Whereas, yeah, I mean, old boy Joe kind of starts out at the bottom and has to work his way back up, then
Right.
gets fucking knocked down lower than when he started. So
Yeah, I will say the free fall is a much larger drop in Oldboy. I just Hugh Jackman's a much more compelling actor. Just realized it's
Definitely,
Cable versus Wolverine.
yeah.
Holy shit. That's incredible. Yeah, for me, it's no question. Hugh Jackman's a way better actor. And like I said, they set you here with the rage that I get, and I'm there.
Yeah.
I'm with it. And he's occasionally like just exacerbated with like, please tell me where my daughter is. But the moment he sees
Yeah.
the sock and he's just like, and that rage just turns into complete sorrow, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
So much more compelling to me.
Yeah, I want to say like a 10-7 maybe. Like,
Yeah,
I mean, because Josh Brolin brings it at certain points, but just like fucking Hugh Jackman's out there doing a masterclass.
exactly. Yeah. All right, pretty easy there. Round 3 going to prisoners, taking us into round 4. Villain and motivation reveal. Which reveal lands harder? Prisoners, the labyrinth of suspects, or Old Boy and the architect of vengeance. So I'll say there's a difference here between what the ending of the Old Boy is and the villain reveal. I think I don't know because it is motivation reveal as well.
Yeah, because I mean the motivation reveal in Old Boy is literally the entire point of the movie.
It
and
definitely
like, it's
hits
set up
harder
for you
for
want
me an Old Boy.
Yeah, because I'll put it this way: these are my reactions to the twists. Prisoners. Oh, Old Boy. Oh.
Yeah, the villain reveal alone in Old Boy doesn't really do anything for me. It was
well, you meet him in the middle of the movie, like, and you're just he's like, who am I?
But I will say, including that Alex Jones was a victim, hits hard. It's just you really got to stop and like ponder it because the movie kind of pushes you past it. It doesn't really.
Yeah, even her whole like reason for doing this speech is kind of like rushed a little bit and doesn't have a huge amount of like pathos behind. It's just like, yeah, we're kind of evil and our kid died and we're gonna do it to everyone else.
But once you take a moment to think about the fact that when you see Alex Jones' face, like they're for the most part just showing little glimpses of him torturing this guy, and when Viola Davis goes and it's like, I want to see him, and they show his full face, and it's like, oh my lord! And when you stop to think about it at the end, like, oh my god, this poor child. Maybe on the spectrum was kidnapped, and then Hugh Jackman is just laying into him for days.
Well, I was just thinking too, probably the reason he can take all of this is because he's dealt with worse, like, when he was younger, basically, and like just like knows how to shut down, like, because it's like you realize like later on he's not like mocking him and like being like evasive. He's just going like catatonic for like self-defense. He's like dissociating.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough. I'm kind of on the edge here for these movies because. Like I said, you kind of have to think about it to feel the reveal and prisoners, but
yeah, because at the end of it, like, there's even just like it's just like, oh, child reunited with family. It's just like a fucking like headline in a fucking paper. It's like barely even like like you could miss it if you blinked, kind of a thing.
We got a part in this for the twist specifically. So if I'm doing just villain and motivation, not incling
the twist,
the final
the twist
twist.
is different.
Yeah, I think I would go prisoners here by a nose again. Not by a lot. Because the motivation is just as disgusting and gross and hard to cope with. But like I said, taking a moment to think about Hugh Jackman just absolutely obliterating this poor kid for the entire movie.
Yeah. And just what he's dealt with up to this point. Yeah, it's just like, oh, God. It's that quiet dread. Like, it's that quiet, like, back of your mind, like, oh.
Right.
Instead of, like, row from fucking Old Boy.
So I'll say 8-7 here for prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Round 4 going to prisoners, taking us to the halfway point at round 5, which is a little gray. Violence quotient. Which brutality serves story? Emotional impact versus spectacle.
I mean, it's weird. They're very different because like the violence in Old Boy is pretty high, but it's almost like hyper, like we said, the Kill Bill. It's like that like hyper realism kind of a
Right.
thing where just a little bit over the top.
It's like they took a
Whereas
kung fu movie and built around it.
yeah, whereas the violence in Prisoners is just like when you see like Hugh Jackman's character just like wailing on fucking Alex and how he looks at, like, you don't even get to see him at the end, like
Right.
how bad it got.
Right.
Like, because he's
with
just
all
like
the
in the
burns,
box.
scalding burns into you
Yeah.
never get to see.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
just like even the implied violence. Because like most of the violence in Old Boy, I'm kind of laughing at. Like
Right.
it's kind of cartoony and over the top and trying to be epic and shit. Whereas the violence in Prisoners is just very visceral
Right.
and real.
Very
and
primal.
the makeup is a
You're
little
like
too
feeling every punch, whereas it's like a secondary thing in Old Boy. It's just like,
Yeah.
I have to fight through this to get to the next plot point. And I don't know. Yeah, you're feeling like a descent of a guy into complete madness in Prisoners with every just, ah! It's like you're feeling him just losing more of himself as a human being.
Yeah. Like he doesn't want to do this, like
Right.
passionately doesn't want to do this, but like he has to.
There's
like,
several
his
times
mind.
in the movie where he's like, why are you making me do this?
Yeah, he's like, please, like, let me stop. Like,
Yeah, well, it definitely serves the story more in Prisoners. It does not serve the story in Old Boy,
no,
really.
that whole fight scene in the middle of Old Boy is like so fucking out of place. Like it feels like something out of Ninja Turtles. Like it's
And see, if they had nailed
goofy.
that hallway scene, I probably would give this to Old Boy just because of how awesome
Yeah.
it is. But it's
exactly.
not.
But the thing is, like, and also this is America. Those motherfuckers are all gonna have guns.
Exactly.
Like
Some of the things don't
And it's-
like we said before we got on. It doesn't work when you transpose fight
Yeah.
scenes from Asian movies, Chinese, Korean, all the kung fu movies
Yeah.
into
Like,
America.
A motherfucker showed up with swords. Like
Right.
you're telling me that the guards to this prison are just like, get the swords.
It works
You
in
have a
Kill
prison
Bill
break.
because it's a kung fu movie, and that's what
Yeah.
you're expecting.
Well, and even then, and like in Kill Bill, like there's a part where she's in like an airplane and they have like holsters in first class for samurai swords because it's so fucking common.
Exactly.
Like there's that
It's
many
a Quentin
assassins.
Tarantino
world-trotting.
universe, and
Yeah.
it's cartoony, and it makes sense.
It
But
makes
in
sense,
this
yeah.
one, no.
No.
And like you can see the wear and tear on Alex Jones's face, the wear and tear on Hugh Jackman. His hands
Yeah,
are
just-
hurting. He's exhausted. And like you said
Yeah.
earlier, one of the things that's great about those hallway scenes, because it's one continuous shot, especially anybody that's been in an actual fight, if you're fighting through a hallway of motherfuckers for more than 3 minutes, you are dead inside.
Oh,
Like,
dude, yeah. Like the average person who doesn't exercise, if you can fight for 1 minute, that's impressive.
Right.
Like it's the people don't understand.
But they didn't do that at all. At no point did Josh Brolin look remotely vulnerable other than passing out.
There's like literally like a token scene they reference like
Mhm.
okay, keep going. Like it's like we're in like the fucking like Korean one. There's like stop.
Right.
And like just like everyone's just like
Again, if anybody's seen Daredevil, like by the end of that fight, the punches are no longer like go 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 go. It's like ugh.
Yeah.
Like please stop. Yeah, I'm thinking by a pretty wide margin here, 9-5 for
Yeah.
Prisoners.
Because yeah, the prisoner's violence just makes you squirm.
Right. All right. Taking us into round 6. Visual mood and cinematography, purely from a technical standpoint and directorial standpoint. I don't know what the fuck that name is. Deacon's realism? Villanueva, whoever fucking... It was Villanueva directed this movie.
Yeah.
His realism versus Spike Lee's neon noir.
Like I said, I like Old Boy. I think it's well shot, but I think they were trying to go with some kind of Tarantino hyper reality kind of thing, and they just did not lean far enough into it. Like it's not stylized enough to really.
I would
like,
love to
make
see
it feel a different world.
the Spike Lee cut of this movie, because
Yeah,
that motherfucker
there's gotta
doesn't
be
miss.
one.
So I gotta
No.
imagine whatever they took out makes this movie work better from a director standpoint. Yeah, I Prisoners nails a tone real early. It's gray.
Yeah, no, it's
cold.
just like bleak, dark, wet.
Right.
Yeah, depressing, like oppressive. Just like the
with
weather
elements
in
of like
Prisoners.
gumshoe detective movie every time it shows Gylenhal and it's dark and
Yeah.
other than like diner lights and shit like that.
Yeah, the dilapidated apartment building that like all the fucking horrible things are being done in. It's just like, yeah, it's
I do
the
they go ahead.
it feels it feels intentional where it it just feels like Old Boy is just like, well, this is what it looked like in the other one, so we're gonna do it and make it
Yeah.
look like that without understanding why.
It feels like they abandoned those elements a lot too. Like even at the end for the reveal, for some reason they're walking down a neon red hallway, and there's parts in the
Yeah.
movie where they do similar things like that. And if they had kind of stuck with that tone and kept it kind of like Blade Runner-y, Kill Billy, Tarantino, I think it would have done it
Yeah.
a lot of favors if they kept that weird like surreal feel to the movie. But because they abandon it and include like all the love scenes and stuff are just really off
Yeah.
theme.
Yeah, because like the emotional connection doesn't feel like it should be there either. Like there's like between like Kim and fucking Elizabeth Olsen. It's just it feels like an incomplete movie is the problem.
Well, he
And
includes
just
in
had a
his
thought.
plan that they had to build her with daddy issues.
Yeah, basically, yeah, they had to find like horrible parents and
Right.
like make sure she was like needed like to find like old fucking destroyed. It's weird. Yeah, I mean, it's like I think this one goes hands down to Prisoners just because
Yeah, they
They
could.
they they were trying to do something with Old Boy, and it just didn't
Right.
work, and Prisoners is just, like, so consistent visually and, like, just, like, makes you feel like how fucking like, just, like, how cold and wet it is outside, like, makes you more anxious for these girls that are
Exactly.
missing, like
I think if they had a stuck with their little neon thing they had going in Old Boy, it would have won this one for sure.
Mhm.
Because it would definitely stand out against kind of, I get the lack of a theme is the theme, or like the darkness is the
Yeah.
theme, but I would have liked it more if this was like Kill Bill versus Prisoners. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, whatever the fuck, like, fucking, like, whoever, Samuel Jackson's Taylor was, if that just, like,
Yes,
fucking got,
yes.
like, distributed to the rest of
Exactly.
the movie.
Why is
Yeah.
that beautiful masterpiece of costume design included in this movie that just really, I mean, he's in a suit, which is supposed to be kind of a theme, but they could have made the suit like, I don't know, more flamboyant, more like Samuel L.
Yeah.
Jackson's outfit, so that everybody that was important had like that
Yeah,
crazy
'cause it's
theme.
it's black on black on black, and half the time I forget he's wearing a suit jacket because it just looks like a shirt,
I
like
forgot until she mentioned it. She's like, "I took your suit to the fucking dry cleaner, but they
Yeah,
couldn't
I'm
fix the
"It's
hole."
a
I'm like,
suit?"
"Just get him some different fucking clothes. He's fighting all the time. This is wildly inconvenient clothing for kung fu fights."
Mhm.
All right, so that one going to Prisoners as well. Taking us into round 7, supporting cast power. Which ensemble brings more weight and unpredictability? So we've got Elizabeth Olsen, The Stranger, Umbrella Lady, huge one. Samuel L. Jackson, another huge one. Prisoners, we got
Mhm.
Terrence Howard, Viola Davis, who's amazing in everything she's ever in. I don't even his wife is technically part of it, but she's just such a
Yeah,
fucking
she's just sleeping the whole time, basically.
Jake Gyllenhaal's the star, one of the stars, so he doesn't count. And then well, so you count Alex Jones and Bob Taylor as supporting cast or main characters?
I guess it'd be support well, I mean, yeah, I guess the villains are generally supporting cast, right?
I think I would conclude
Yeah, I
Alex
guess.
Jones as a main character and Bob Taylor as
Yeah, he's
supporting
in
cast.
yeah, 'cause he's in the whole thing, and Bob's only in, like, half of it.
And then the ant.
Yeah, they ain't be supporting, definitely.
It's a little rough here because Terrence Howard's great, Viola Davis is great,
Yep.
but Sam Jackson, bro, like, that's like a slam dunk. Just like having someone like him as a supporting actor because he kills it in
Yeah.
every scene he's in. Elizabeth
Yeah,
Olsen
we're
is
not counting
just
villain. Yeah, she's being Elizabeth Olsen,
right,
so it's not a lot of big stretch there, and she's fine, and, like, yet again, there's a bunch of kids who have probably seen that screen still and
right.
don't know context of it.
The Stranger was great. He played like a nice
Yeah.
balance of creepy and menacing and like wimpy.
Yeah, he's like an eccentric weirdo kind of a vibe. Yeah, it's hard because like, the supporting cast does a lot of heavy lifting in both these movies.
I'm leaning more towards Old Boys solely because of Sam Jackson and the Umbrella
Yeah.
Lady. Like she's only in a few scenes, but I liked her a lot.
Yeah, she makes an impact. Whereas, like, Terrence Howard was good, but, God, like, I don't know, his character was fucking annoying.
Yeah,
It's just a
and
little missed.
honestly, the development of Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard? Am I saying it right? I don't know why I keep
Yeah.
forgetting his name. Um, The development of who he is as a person in recent years kind of affects my take on this. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
He's not a bad person. I don't like what he did with Iron Man.
yeah.
uh, yeah, I guess
Yeah, he
I'm just
fucked that thing
really
all up for
leaning towards
himself.
Sam Jackson. I feel like, again, if we saw more of what Spike Jonze had in mind, he's probably in a lot more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm going old boy here, unless you have a objection.
Yeah, no, because yeah, the main cast of Old Boy is great, but supporting cast is a little hit and miss.
Of Old
And
Boys?
then like I'm not Old Boy, Prisoners. It's because like we have the
Right.
whole thing with the polka dot man, like that just leads nowhere. Like it basically, like I don't think there's anything in that that affects the plot.
Well, I mean,
Like
other than who he is and the fact that he had all the stuff and everything. But
yeah, but like yeah, they were gonna. I think that, like they find him other ways.
right.
Like it's just a narrative dead end. It's which kind of bugs me.
Yeah, I think they had a lot of talent in that movie that I think they could have done a lot more with. I don't know. I feel like they just mattered more in Old Boy. Honestly,
Yeah,
they bring more weight to the plot for sure. Yeah, I don't know. They could have been literally anybody. Some of these people in Prisoners, because Viola Davis
hmm
was a must. She's great. She's the only reason I'm kind of questioning it because she's awesome. Terrence Howard could have just been any sniveling, whiny, wimpy person. Honestly,
yeah,
didn't bring anything unique to the character. I don't feel.
yeah,
So yeah, because of Sam Jackson, I'm thinking 9 for Old Boy and like a
yeah.
6-ish for Prisoners. Taking us into round 8, narrative engineering. Which structure works better? Clue dropping, pacing, escalation. I think we kind of mentioned this earlier, but the pacing of Prisoners is a tad off to me. It's a great,
Yeah,
great movie. I'm not saying by any
it
means.
yeah,
It's
it does. It just one of its plot completely blue balls you for no reason. Like
right.
it
Yeah, the twist of the movie doesn't hit super hard because they're backtracking so many times.
Yeah.
And
Like I
that's
said, the twist in this movie go, "Oh." Like, or
right.
like that was my reaction. It's like, "Oh, you got me. I didn't get that she
Which
was gonna
has
be
a
the
lot to
villain."
do with the pacing. I will say the clue dropping is
Yeah.
great. Like once Jake
Yes.
Gyllenhaal is realizing all of his fuck ups that he should have picked up on is good.
Yeah, and seeing all the ambulance or all the amulet in the maze
Right.
and fucking all these like kids and stuff. Like that's all cool, yeah, but it just like leads to this wrong answer that we spend so much time building up to that it just kind of feels like, why did we waste that much of my
You
time
know?
building up to this?
Which, and it'll have a lot to do with round 9, but the entire purpose of Old Boy is to set up that fucking spike of the fucking twist in the
Yeah.
movie. And the pacing is good on its own. And when you realize it's all to set this up, it's even better. Um,
Yeah.
so shockingly to me, I think that the structure of Old Boy is better than Prisoners by a decent margin. I'm thinking like,
Yeah, it's the difference between like an ornate iron like gate and then just like a simple metal gate that's going to be stronger. Like
right.
it's just like one is definitely prettier and more complex and detailed, but one of them is just more solid and functional.
Excellent analogy there. Yes. I'm thinking 9796 here going to Old Boy.
Yeah,
Did I
I
say that?
agree
Yeah,
with
Old
that.
Boy. Yeah. All right. Now taking us into the penultimate round that, like we just mentioned. Round 9 is twist execution. Which twist lands
Yeah.
cleaner? Shock value versus thematic payoff. This is a no fucking brainer to
Yeah,
me.
no. Like I said, I was like, "Oh, interesting." Like when we got to the end of Prisoners and the first time we got to the Old Boy, I was just like, "Why? What? No. Why? Why do you make me feel guilty about looking at Elizabeth Olsen's boobs? No, now I feel gross. No."
Yeah, dude. Like I said, everything about Old Boy is leading up to this just absolute fucking slam in your fucking face. Like, almost like, this is what you get for watching my fucking movie.
Yeah. It's like, "Oh, you like this? You like the sex and the violence? Well, here's what you get. Look at it. Look at it."
Yeah, no,
Hey,
no
Spike Lee,
question in my
man.
mind. The name of this category is thrillers/twists. And
Yeah.
both of these are twist movies. One of them is completely fucking devastating the first time you see it.
Yeah, no, I think it's one of the reasons it did so badly. It's just because people were just like, "Wait, it's about what?" Like it just because like what once you see that, you're gonna go tell people. It's like, yeah, this is what happens at the end of that movie, and do you want to go see that? No.
Well, because you have to do it. You have to tell them there's a huge twist to get people to watch Old Boy. Because for the most
Yeah.
part, It's got a lot of intrigue, and it's a really unique concept, being trapped in the room and everything. But for the most part, it's pretty bland, and it's great pacing and
Yeah.
everything. But it's like, okay, I've seen movies like this before. A lot of fighting, solving
Yeah.
a mystery. But to get somebody
Well, yeah,
to stick around, you have to be like, just trust me. It's going to ruin your life.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where it's like the entire last 5 minutes of the movie completely changes the context of the previous like hour and a half you just watched, and like when a movie can pull that off, it's like impressive as fuck to me.
But it's so good that I think it almost affects their box office, because once you see this movie
Yeah, no,
once,
it's like say like, do you want to go see slap in face movie, and like you come out with like a handprint in your earring? It's like, I don't know if I want to experience that again.
Yeah.
It's like, but you wanted to go to slap movie.
Yeah, absolutely a 10 going to Old Boy here.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like a 7-ish for Prisoners, because it's a decent twist, but when you're comparing them side by side, it pales in comparison completely.
Yeah. It's not quite Coughing Baby versus Nuclear Bomb, but it's maybe like Stick of Dynamite versus Nuclear Bomb kind of a thing.
Agreed. All right. So this one is a through line through all of our episodes. Round 10 is the final verdict, gut check. Basically, just which one do you like better? All these facts aside, you're looking at these two movies, which one are you like, no, this one, watch this one. I want to watch this one, or you should watch this one. Kind of different questions, but especially in this context. But what do you think?
Yeah, I would say like I watched Prisoners, and the first thing I did was go and text my friend saying you need to watch this movie.
Yes.
Because it's a fucking roller coaster. Like, even though the narrative gets a little confusing in it, like I didn't like immediately single out where this was gonna go. Like, it had me questioning myself a few times, and it's like, wait, did he do this?
Yes.
I think he did, but like shit, I'm doubting it. Like, and like just like for a movie to get me to feel that, because like 9 times out of 10 I can watch the first 5 minutes of a movie, it's like, okay, this happens,
Right.
they get together, then they're gonna betray him, and then in the last minute he's gonna run and say I'm sorry, and then they're gonna fucking live happily after. It's like you can just fucking like extrapolate from like the first 5 minutes or the trailer or something like that. This I was guessing to the end. There is no way to fucking guess the ending to Old Boy. Like,
No.
no. If you do that, I'm testing you for psychic powers, because there's something going on there. But yeah, it's. I don't think I'm gonna want to watch Old Boy again. I watched it again for this, but like the whole kind of week was like this is like a rough week for me. I was like, I gotta watch Old Boy.
Exactly, dude.
Like, it's a good movie, but like it's like The Road or something, where it's like, oh, it's amazing, but I don't really want to watch it again.
Yes. Yeah, I will praise Old Boy from the mountaintops on what an amazing twist it has and how traumatizing it is. That's the word I would describe it with, is traumatizing. But
the only reason I
we
watched
both
it
had
again is
never
to watch
seen Prisoners before this, and I immediately texted Jess, like, have you seen this? Because this is like good shit. And she's like, oh yeah, buckle up.
It's like I said, it's a roller coaster ride. The ending I didn't predict. It's got some really interesting character. It's got just the whole thing with like fucking Keller and Alex is just like makes you question yourself a lot.
Yeah.
Which I don't question myself at the end of Old Boy. I know exactly what I would do at the end of Old Boy if these things happen to me. It's pretty clear and quick, cut, and dry, and it's a
definitely
long walk
is
on a short bridge and a sudden stop.
It's a warning message to maybe don't take the first suspect hostage and torture the ever-loving shit out of them. But
yeah,
watching Hugh Jackman in a movie where he gets to fully act his ass off is always a treat. And like I said, I love Viola Davis. Yeah, no, it's a 10-2 here for me. I'm never gonna watch Old Boy again.
Yeah, like I said, the only reason I watch Old Boy again is for sadistic reasons, and I'm gonna watch someon watch Old Boy.
Exactly.
That's what I'm gonna
Only
do.
reason I will watch it is if I get Jess to watch it. I still think I've managed to not tell her what the ending is. I said you have to watch it sometime. It will traumatize you, which is usually all Jess wants to hear before she watches a movie.
So like, I'll get the popcorn. Yeah,
I might skip the first 45 minutes of watching that movie just because, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, don't need to see Josh Brolin curling encyclopedias for fucking.
Yeah, I'll let Jess have her fun watching him butt-ass naked working out the first half of the movie, but I will come in and have my fun when when I get to see her go, oh my God. But again, as I said in the beginning, you may be questioning why these movies are matched up together, and the whole purpose of this show is to show you things like this. Box office, by a landslide, Prisoners wins. Ratings, by a landslide, Prisoners wins. But when you take a movie through 10 rounds on Flick Fights, you end up with a final score of 6-4 for Prisoners. So, You may have
Even that-
correctly predicted the winner, but I bet you didn't predict that margin.
No, yeah, and, in 10 rounds, the underdogs can get some good shots in.
That's right. So winner is Prisoners. Like I said, it's when you really
Well deserved.
dissect a movie out here, critics are rating a movie overall. When you take little bits and pieces like, well, this movie did this great. When this movie did this great. This movie sucked at this. Like, this is why we do it. Did not expect that. When we halfway through this, I was like, oh God, this is brutal.
I know. There's been a few times where it's like, oh God, is this movie really going to win? Shit, I guess. I don't agree with myself, but I guess it wins.
On every episode, we like to leave you with some trivia facts and Easter eggs about the movie you may not have known. So, Nick, why don't you go ahead with the red corner while I get the wheel ready?
So for Oldboy, Elizabeth Olsen did not know the ending of the film until she watched it for the first time at the New York City premiere. And I've never been more shocked and surprised by an ending since maybe like The Sixth Sense, Olsen said. No one spoiled it for me. No one hinted at it for me. And I got to experience it with a blank canvas. And that has to be intentional. Someone's like, don't tell her. Don't fucking tell her.
Can you imagine watching yourself on screen just fully porno flick, fuck your dad?
And not be aware. She was just like, I guess like they're just like, she can't know it's her dad. She's not going to put her all in the sex scene. So we have to
amazing
and influence it. Yeah, so we have next one is at around 8-minute mark when Joe Doucette goes to buy his daughter a birthday present. The girl working at the stall is wearing angel wings. This is not to Old Boy 2003 where Desu buys angel wings for his daughter. And we have Will Smith and Daniel Craig were offered the lead role but turned it down. And I think Daniel Craig could have fucking smashed this.
Yes to Daniel Craig. What the fuck were
No
they
to
thinking Will Smith? I get it, it's Spike Lee. I understand the motivation, but please God, no.
We have proven time and time again that Will Smith cannot do action movies anymore. Like,
plus, can you imagine the jokes that would have come with him and his fucked up family if he had done this movie? Like now, with all the recent events with his family, people might have been like,
you making a little self-biography here? And I got the last one here. Spike Lee said this version of the film was 140 minutes long originally, mostly character build-ups and interactions, but the studio heavily edited it down to 104 minutes, cutting over 30 minutes of footage. Lee disowned the film as a result, which is why the film opens with a Spike Lee film instead of a more personal trademark, a Spike Lee joint.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Lee's version.
Whoever questions Spike Lee on what should stay in needs to quit their job, because I guarantee you that movie gets a lot higher ratings if Spike Lee had full control of what stayed.
I was gonna say, you ever seen the TV show The Studio with Seth?
Yes,
Seth
yes, yeah.
I'm just assuming it's some stupid bullshit like that. It's just some executive was just like, oh well, if
with a room full of people being like, "You told Spike Lee what?" Some fun facts for Prisoners: Mark Wahlberg and Christian Bale were set to star, with Bryan Singer directing, but the two actors opted to make The Fighter instead. Though Wahlberg still received an executive producer credit for this film. I'm glad it wasn't Mark Wahlberg. This would not have been the same, especially with Bryan Singer. I'm not. Ryan Gosling auditioned for the role of Detective Loki, which later went to Jake Gyllenhaal.
Loki needs to be sexy. I don't care who, but he needs to be sexy.
A frequent collaborator of director Dennis Villanueva and a friendly professional rival of Gosling's, because they often auditioned for the same roles. They then worked together on Blade Runner. And then, I mentioned it earlier. Hugh Jackman attacks Paul Dano with the hammer. It was ad-libbed. But this one's fun. I didn't notice at all. When Detective Loki is looking through the notebook he finds at Bob Taylor's, the last page you see has a character drawn on it. And that character is the rabbit from Donnie Darko. A really weird thing to include there that I, totally did not notice at all.
Didn't catch that.
But I love Donnie Darko. I really feel like I should have noticed that. All right, there's your trivia facts for our 2 movies this week. Taking us into Spin That Wheel. First we spin the wheel that tells us which wheel to spin, and then we spin that wheel, telling us the genre. We each have 2 vetoes. We each have 1 veto.
Yeah,
depending on what happens, we may change the rules.
Yeah, because holy shit, we both used ours. We landed on that shit. So it's just like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping for like a comedy or something like this week.
I'm hoping for some sci-fi. We haven't landed on sci-fi, or what I want is sports, but let's see what happens.
It's like Clockwork Orange myself as we get to the sports movies.
It just landed there. Do you want to use your veto?
Yeah, I feel like a dick, but yes.
You can. Yeah, no, it's fine. I will remind you, we included some just straight up comedies that are vaguely about sports, just so you know. But I
I don't know.
respect
If it
the
lands in it
veto.
again, then which it generally does. It's like no.
Yes, well, the two we just mentioned. It landed on sci-fi.
There we go. All right, I'm down for some sci-fi.
Perfect. All right.
Well, it should be Dragon Ball.
I think that's on. Is it on? It might be. I don't remember. It is. I just saw it.
Me too. What'd you get? Dragon Ball.
Yep.
All right. We're locked in.
This
What's Dragon Ball
this is
versus
what we
again?
get for using our vetoes. It's versus
Yeah, it's fun.
Avatar.
Oh God! All right.
So this
Yeah, I thought
might play well. The last time we did two absolute garbage fucking movies, the views and likes kind of went well. So
Well,
this is gonna, the best part of this is getting to laugh at how horrible these movies are. So at least I have
Yeah,
that to
no,
look
and the
forward to. But at a
the
certain
algorithm
point, I'm
loves
gonna be
negativity,
like,
so yeah,
this is gonna be great. I can already see the clips now.
yeah. No, I'm like, I feel my rage bubbling, and I'm gonna like refine it into something
I'm
clickable.
already remembering that fucking Goku fight outside the party where
Yeah.
he slides on his head across the car and
Oh, see, I'm remembering the
terrible.
one floating rock that takes like 8 guys to fucking move across the screen at this speed in fucking Avatar. It's
or the
That's what I
terrible
meant. But no.
Kamehameha or the terrible Piccolo.
Or no, I'm remembering Ong.
Oh yeah.
And let's unintentionally make this racist by making the white people the good guy and turning all the bad guys into Indians.
It's not funny. It's terrible.
All right, I'm a little
Okay.
more excited now.
I am.
harness my spite.
This give us a chance to just rip apart movies, which is fun.
Yes.
We don't have a specific wheel for just terrible movies, so there's.
I can load it, but you're not going to want me to load that wheel.
No, I don't. And another upside, it is now off the board. So.
Yes. I have to put another landmine on there somewhere.
But thank you for tuning in. Those of you that have, again, you can go check out the Flickaholics channel on YouTube and then look for Stump the Bill. We have a trivia episode on there. Please like, subscribe, share the episode, comment. I can't ask enough. That's what we need. Comment what you think about the episode. Comment your opinion. A couple of you have commented some facts I didn't know, which is cool. A couple of you have commented some theories on our shorts that are wrong. I'm not going to call you out one by one, but they're just wrong. I still want to see them, but
Yeah, we want to hear your wrongness so we can tell you how wrong you are. Let's get that engagement up.
if I don't respond to it, it's because you're wrong.
Yes.
And I don't want to be an asshole. But thanks for tuning in. If you're on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Amazon, rate the show, download the episode. And thanks for tuning in, everybody. I'm Devin Vestal,
I'm Nick Nye.
and we'll see you next time.